When the schedule was posted, the idea of playing the Mariners in athletics was cool, but the reality has been quite cruel. The Phillies' test against the American League's West has been filled with questions too hard to answer, and it won't be easy getting an A today. Good afternoon, everyone. From Veterans Stadium, welcome to Phillies baseball. Doubleheader baseball today. The Phils and the Oakland A's. Overcast afternoon, but we should have no problem getting the doubleheader in. Harry Callis with Larry Anderson, Chris Wheeler, and John Kruk will be along a little later. In L.A., the Phils are looking for their first win in interleague play this year.
Well, it's been a struggle. It's kind of like the unluck of the draw. They've gotten Seattle and Oakland here at home. Two of the better teams in the two of the best teams in the American League West. They just have not fared well. Their average only .218. That's not really a surprise against the pitching they've been facing, and they haven't been swinging the bats that well. Outscored 23-10. The ERA seems a little high, but their pitching really hasn't been that bad. Now, Oakland has Mark Mulder going in the first game today. This guy was second in the league in ERA before his last start, where Florida just really knocked him around the park, gave up 12 hits in almost 3 innings. But this guy can pitch a good sinker, good fastball in, good off-speed stuff. Kevin Millwood, on the other hand, for the Phillies, their ace, he's going out there. He's been shut out the last 2 times he's been on the mound, but he hasn't really been himself the last couple games, and I don't know if it's a matter of him trying to be too perfect and the pitcher's worrying about giving up a run because they're not swinging the bats. But you know what? This should be a great matchup. It should be a lot of fun to watch.
Great pitching matchup. Kevin Millwood, a 7-game winner on the mound for the Phils. Mark Mulder, an 8-game winner for Oakland. Miguel Tejada had quite a game on Friday night. 4 hits and a brilliant defensive play by the Oakland A's shortstop. He'll be in that lineup today. We'll have the starting lineups right after these messages. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Budweiser. The best things in life are the things that are true. Budweiser. By Citizens Bank, not your typical bank. By your local Toyota dealers. Get the feeling Toyota. And by Independence Blue Cross. You deserve it.
In the perfect SUV, it would make you feel secure. It would be built to last. It would cost much less than you'd expect. And it would be awarded best in class. What you'd be imagining is the Kia Sorento, the only midsize SUV with a standard V6 and a 10-year warranty for under $21,000. Imagine that. Now get 0% financing or up to $2,000 cash back.
I love a good thing. Who says too much of a good thing is a bad thing? Sometimes too much of a good thing can be a great thing.
Now you can call anyone in America for 3 cents a minute and 39 cents to connect. And that 3 cents gets you Canada and Western Europe too. Just dial 1010-987.
There's no monthly fees, so you only pay for the calls you make. Hey, you know a good thing when you see it.
1010-987. A rate this low never went so far.
Shave with Norelco Advantage with moisturizing gel. It prevents nicks and cuts. Use Spectra and you can personalize it for comfort. So now there are 2 ways to achieve close shaving satisfaction. As you can see. Ultra close, ultra comfortable. Guaranteed.
Back at Veterans Stadium, the Phillies have taken the field for Game 1 of this series. Ken Maka's starting lineup for the Oakland A's. Eric Burns will be in left field leading off. Chris Singleton center field bats second. Miguel Tejada shortstop hits third. Eric Chavez third base bats fourth. Scott Hatteberg first base hitting fifth. Ramon Hernandez catching batting sixth. Terrence Long in right field hits seventh. Mark Ellis second baseman bats eighth. Mark Mulder the pitcher hitting ninth. That lineup is facing 28-year-old Kevin Millwood.
And Millwood coming out trying to get his 8th win on the season. 7-3, 3.20, good earned run average for him. He hasn't had much run support last couple times out. He's been facing shutouts. Been a little bit of a struggle. Last time there, you see the 5 innings, 4 runs. He gave up 7 hits. He was frustrated. I think a lot of people might have thought, well, he was frustrated because the team wasn't scoring runs. I think he was frustrated with himself that he just wasn't throwing the ball and didn't have the command that he thought he should have. And looking to get back on track.
Brian O'Nora is cleaning off the plate. He'll be the plate umpire. When Mike Lieberthal threw after Millwood's last warm-up toss to second base, he slipped on the plate, so O'Nora is cleaning it off for him. Justin Clem at first, Phil Cuzzy at second, Jerry Crawford at third as Eric Burns leads it off. Burns, the 10th leading hitter in the American League, hitting at .321. Product of UCLA. Really added some enthusiasm to this Oakland A's ball club. They called him up when Jermaine Dye got hurt, and Ken Maka put him in the lineup. Now he can't get him out of the lineup. This guy's had a really fine year, including a 22-game hitting streak. 1 ball and 1 strike to Burns.
They said in that hitting streak, they were asking him when he was getting up around 20 games, 19, 20 games. They said, did you think about it? He said, you know what, most of the times I was coming up there, he said, it seemed like I was always coming up with men in scoring position in a close game. He says, I was just concentrating on trying to put the bat on the ball and getting the runs in.
Rounds it sharply foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Eric Burns.
But this guy is some kind of crazy. He is wild. He was talking about when he was a kid, the fire department came up, had to get him out of a tree once. He was jumping out of buildings, the second floors, put knee pads on, he said, but he said after a couple jumps I realized the knee pads weren't really helping my ankles.
He is a long hair. Check swing foul, still a ball and 2 strikes. Birthday wishes today to Harvey Lengel in Wolmersdorf, Delaware, celebrating his 67th. Wishes from sister Alma Delp. His many friends in Delaware, and from us to Harvey Lengel in Wolmersdorf. One ball and 2 strikes to Eric Burns. Starts it out with a base hit. Didn't hit it hard, but he is on base, and he'll steal a base on occasion. He's 5 out of 6 in stolen bases.
He did not get much of this ball at all. He hit it down below the label, but just muscled it just out of the reach of Jimmy Rollins. Jimmy goes back there, but just out of his reach. Kind of an ugly hit, but it counts as a hit nonetheless.
Burns smiling about it, but he is a leadoff base runner. It'll bring on Chris Singleton. Singleton hitting at .319. Pretty good size lead by Burns, and he takes off on the first pitch. Lieberthal throws, no chance. Stolen base. Burns is 6th. He's only been thrown out once. Oakland, for the most part, doesn't run. Second fewest in the American League. Only Toronto has fewer, but he just took off, and Mike Lieberthal had no shot.
I think even teams that don't run will have their top 2 or 3 base runners will steal with Millwood on the mound because Millwood is not worried about the base runners.
Singleton looks at a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. John Van Buren celebrating a birthday today in Abington, Pennsylvania. Wishes from wife Sarah, children Susie, Ben, and Catherine, and from us to John Van Buren.
Phillies 10 games back of Atlanta in the East, 4 behind Montreal.
Good fastball, 1 ball and 2 strikes, and so now Millwood will go for the strikeout here. He has quite a few strikeouts, tied for 6th in the league in Ks with 76 of them. 8.4 strikeouts per 9, that's 10th best in the National League. Just missed the inside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Chris Singleton.
Good fastball by Millwood after throwing that slider in there and having a hitter give up on it. This one, that pitch, that 2-seamer that he brings back to the inside corner on left-handers, just a bit inside.
Popped him up in the infield. David Bell waits, and Bell puts it away. So Singleton did not move the runner. He's still at second base with one out.
There you see the Phillies at 10 games back. I think right now the Phillies probably need to be looking at the wild card. Not really looking at it. They need to worry about their winning their games. That's something Millwood has said all along, that, you know, coming from Atlanta, he said, Atlanta, we never worried about what the other teams were doing. That's easy to say, though, when you're always in first place, which he was most of the time. There's Ken Maka, the manager of Oakland. They are 6 games behind Seattle. Very good record for Oakland. Oakland really last year about this time was about the same way. They really turned it on in the second half.
Here is Miguel Tejada. 1 ball and no strikes to Tejada. Raised his batting average 13 points on Friday night up to 229, 10 homers. Knocked in 36. Coming off his MVP year. Rope, but Jimmy Rollins has it. Throws out Tejada, and that's 2 down. Runner still at second base, and will bring up Eric Chavez.
Well, Oakland has not been swinging the bats that well in early going, but Tejada, and he hits this ball hard. He swung the bat good the other day, Friday night, and hits this ball hard. But nice backhand by Jimmy Rollins. It was hit so hard he had a lot of time to get him.
The only teams in the American League with lower team batting averages than Oakland are Cleveland, Chicago, and Detroit. Tigers are pretty well clinched the lowest batting average in the league with a 217 batting mark. Oakland at 254.
That's really bad.
217. It's not pretty. Chavez hitting at 252. And 3 runs batted in on Friday night. First round draft pick in the 96 draft. Coming off a year in which he hit 34 homers, knocked in 109. Powering drive. Deep to right field. Fair or foul. It is a foul ball. Well, that is perhaps a good sign for the fight.
Really? That ball looked like it was headed to the middle of the bullpen in right field. And it just kept carrying farther and farther towards that foul pole till it just goes foul by a few feet.
1 ball and 1 strike to Eric Chavez. As you saw, these A's are 6 behind Seattle. The Mariners are all over the Mets today in game 1 of their doubleheader. 8-0 in the 4th inning. Strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Good breaking ball. It's Al Leiter absorbing that punishment at Shea Stadium.
Good slider by Millwood right in on the hands of Chavez. Chavez and Tejada, 2 of the big keys in this offense that they have struggled, and that's why their team has struggled offensively.
Ball and 2 strikes it holds to Eric Chavez. Anna Sarian of Scranton, Pennsylvania, loyal Phillies fan, celebrated her 89th birthday yesterday. As did Ann Ushak. Wishes from her family and from us. Ann was 85 yesterday. Fastball upstairs, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Millwood trying to get out of this first inning. Burns is at second base with 2 outs. That one's not going to go over the fence. We'll see if it stays fair. Nope, it's foul and into the crowd. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count to Eric Chavez.
Bobby Abreu got over there. It looked like he was in position to make the catch, and the ball hit that cement barrier that comes down on the end of the stands.
Thanks for the Welsh cookies sent up by Jane and Tim Knowlton of Shavertown, Pennsylvania. Appreciate it. This will come in handy on this long doubleheader day against Oakland. Well, Chavez is making Millwood throw pitches here. Still 2-2 to Eric Chavez.
Good velocity by Millwood. 94 on that fastball.
And swinging through a slider on the second strike. Does he come back with that one?
I'd like to see him. One thing with Millwood, he drops his arm down a little bit when he throws a slider to left-handers. To right-handers, he's more on top and has more of a downward tilt. He stays on top of a slider and throws it down and into the right to the left-handers off the plate. A tough pitch to lay off and a tough pitch to hit.
Fouled off the fastball.
Ninth pitch coming up in this at bat for Chavez.
90th birthday wishes today to our good friend Art Mahan, celebrating on this June 8th.
His back foot almost out of the box, way back in the back of the box.
Called third strike, painted the inside corner, struck him right out of there. No runs, one hit, no errors, one left after one half. Seattle nothing, and the Phils are coming to bat.
Lexus ES, an automobile so luxurious, we've thought of everything, even special lease and financing rates.
At Hers, great taste isn't something you learn, it's something you earn.
I've never seen such a raw bunch of recruits before, but we're gonna make you crisp. Go, go, go.
It takes a lot of guts and a lot of heart.
Don't get stale on me.
That's what makes a snack worth its salt. I just want to see these guys come out of here in one piece.
It's not broken that bad. Let me go again.
Make first yours. Don't break.
You know, 2 bobbing heads are better than 1. It's Key State's Chrysler Jeep Salute to the 80s. Friday, June 20th, free Mike Schmidt bobbing heads. And on Sunday the 22nd, the one and only Steve Carlton. Call now for tickets.
There.
Oakland didn't score in the top of the first. Larry Bowa's starting lineup for the Phils. They bat in the bottom half, brought to you by Budweiser. Jimmy Rollins, shortstop, leads off. Placido Polanco, second base, bats second. Jim Thome, first base, hitting third. Mike Lieberthal catches, batting fourth. Bobby Abreu, right field, hits fifth. Pat Burrell, left field, batting sixth. David Bell, third base, hits seventh. Marlon Byrd, center field, batting eighth. Kevin Millwood, the pitcher, hits ninth. That lineup facing 25-year-old Mark Mulder.
8-3 record for Mulder, 7th most wins in the American League, 7th in ERA at 3.08. He was second in the league at 2.36 ERA before his last start, but he got hammered by Florida in his last start.
Sinker ball specialist Jimmy Rollins tries to bunt his way on, bunting foul.
He'll throw his fastball in the low 90s. Got good location with that. So mainly fastball slider, but he'll mix in a changeup with that. Pretty quick worker.
Fly ball right field, backtracking. That ball's carrying. That ball went over the head of Terrence Long. Rollins holds at second with a leadoff double. That ball just kept carrying and carrying. The winds do not appear to be all that strong, but that baby really took off.
That was really played poorly by Terrence Long. That should have been an out for Mulder. But Terrence Long just drifted on this ball, and it just kept carrying and carrying. He's not really back there. He wasn't going back on that ball hard at all. The ball should have been caught.
So J. Roll at second base with his 16th two-base hit of the year. And Placido Polanco trying to move him along.
Good sign for the Phillies. That ball that Chavez hit off of Millwood drifted foul, and this one kept carrying over Long's head. It should have been caught. So a couple of good things happening for the Fighters.
Suppose that's a good sign, L.A.?
I think so.
Okay. 1 ball and no strikes to Polanco. Claire and John Wolf celebrating a 55th wedding anniversary. Wishes from daughter Neil and Ann Donahue family, daughter Ann and husband Neil and the Donahue family, from son Randy and Pat Wolf and family, and from us to Claire and John Wolf on their 55th wedding anniversary. 1 ball and 1 strike to Polanco. Seattle's not finished scoring at New York. Game 1 of their doubleheader at Shea. They now lead 12-0 in the 4th inning. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, Mulder really trying to stay in on Polanco, trying to make him pull the ball, and he's more of a sinker slider guy. Let's try and stay away from throwing that sinker down and away where Polanco can hit the ball to the right side and get Rollins to third. Something the Phillies need to do. They need to play good fundamental baseball offensively, especially when they're not swinging the bats that well as a whole. They've got to do the little things right, move guys around.
Trying to go to
close pitch.
3-2 to Placido Polanco. Momentary audio problem. Appreciate your patience. Full count now to Polanco with Rollins at second base. Nobody out here in the first. Line drive center field. It's going to be caught. Rollins tags, heading for third. What a great throw, and he's out at third base. A call made by plate umpire Brian O'Nora.
Boy, what a throw by Singleton from center field. Jimmy Rollins got back, hesitated for a second, and got back and tagged it, timed it perfectly. And with his speed, he thought he'd take a chance at it, but this is a perfect throw by Singleton. Nice job by Chavez to come up in front of the bag and take that throw and put the tag on J-Roll.
So 2 outs and no base runners here in the bottom of the first. It brings on Jim Thome. Thome hitting at .251, 13 homers. He's knocked in 43. 2 for 10 lifetime against Mark Mulder. Mulder has struck him out 5 times. Two balls and a strike.
That might be a situation with Rollins tagging up there, just trying to do something, trying to make things happen. But I would rather see him err on the fault of being aggressive when they're struggling and not trying to get that extra base.
Three balls and a strike to Jim Thome. Full count. Birthday wishes of Mrs. Doris Denny. Wishes from son Scott, who's a Superbox employee here. Doris Denny celebrated her birthday yesterday. Full count to Thome. walked him. Tommy walks for the 41st time. He is 6th in the league in walks. The Phillies, as a team, are 2nd in the National League in getting walks, behind only Colorado. And he brings on Mike Lieberthal. Lieberthal is now the 7th leading hitter in the league, hitting at .330. 4 homers. He has knocked in 25.
Larry Boa had Tommy and Abreu going 3 and 4 with a tough left-hander out there. He splits those guys up. Lieberthal in between him, who's been swinging the bat pretty consistently all year very well.
1 strike to Mike Lieberthal.
10-game hitting streak for Lieberthal. .421 in those 10 games.
Won't extend it here as Tejada shovels to Mark Ellis, and that will retire the side. For the Phils in the first, no runs, 1 hit. No errors and 1 left. After 1, it's a 0-0 game.
I think we're in a good place. Anything else we need to cover?
I checked the rebar on that footing. Standard number 9.
Good.
I heard from the bank today, and the finances are all set.
Okay.
Oh, and those specs, I'll check out with code.
Great. Any other questions?
If you're not offering your employees Independence Blue Cross...
Thanks again, everyone.
Maybe you should.
When you can get the best of wireless without a contract, that's M-Life. Go phone, only from AT&T Wireless.
In the summertime, when the weather's high, you can stretch right up and touch the sky when the weather's fine. In the summertime.
It's summertime, which is the best time to hit the road in a new Ford car, truck, or SUV. And time for big savings on every vehicle in stock, like 0% financing or up to $4,000 cash back. Plus great lease offers, too. See your Quality Plus Ford dealer.
The Phillies Business Person Special, courtesy Citizens Bank. For people in all kinds of businesses. Thursday, June 19th at 1:05 against the Braves. Call now.
This copyright telecast is presented by authority. The Phillies may not be reproduced nor retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Phillies. The youngsters here today on this doubleheader day against the Oakland A's is leading off for the Oakland A's. Will be Scott Hatteberg. Hatteberg hitting at .266. Right down the middle for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes to Hatteberg.
Don't look now, Harry, but here come those Mets.
Ooh, they've scored 1.
Within 11 now.
Down only 12-1. Foul back. 1-1 the count to Hatteberg. They're doubleheadering also at Shea Stadium against Seattle. Mets did beat Seattle on Friday night. And that Jay So.
That broke their 12-game road winning streak.
2 balls and a strike to Hatteberg. Margaret Shipman, loyal watcher in Medford, New Jersey, celebrating her 81st birthday. Send both our birthday wishes and our get well wishes to Margaret Shipman. Bounce to shortstop. Rollins on a big hop. Hatteberg has retired 1 down. Now you're looking for your own keepsake from Veterans Stadium on this, the very final year of Veterans Stadium. Going on sale tomorrow, Veterans Stadium seats, complete with mounting brackets, sold in pairs for $280. For complete information or to order, Call 215-463-1000 or online at Phillies.com. Here's Ramon Hernandez, the catcher, hitting at 271. One strike to Hernandez. Johnny Festa of Beverly, New Jersey, 93 years of age today. Happy birthday, Johnny. Ball down the right field side.
I'm pretty sure I was supposed to make an announcement today too, but I've forgotten what it was. So
whoever it was, LA was
they
supposed to
know who it
wish
is.
birthday wishes. Happy birthday. Curveball. Checked his swing as the appeal goes to Justin Clem. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Hernandez starts to go after this and holds up.
One and 2 to Ramon Hernandez. This with the curveball, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nothing game here in the second. In the second game, Randy Wolf goes against Aaron Harang. Rollins getting a lot of work here at shortstop in the early going. He throws out Hernandez. That's 2 down.
Longest homestand of the season, a 10-game homestand. Phillies 4-6 in their 10 games to this point. Out-hit their opponents. Runs about the same. Really, those numbers, this actually better than what you would think for the Phillies being 0-4, especially their last 4 games.
1 strike to Terrence Long, who's hitting at 241. 7 homers. He's knocked in 26. Fall for a hit in left center field. Burrow takes it on 1 out. Long is a 2-out base runner, hit number 2 for the A's, and then he'll bring up Mark Ellis. Ellis, the second baseman, hitting at 249. 4 homers. He is knocked in 19. Celebrated his 26th birthday on Friday.
Not really the way he wanted to celebrate that birthday.
With 3 strikeouts and an 0 for 4. One ball and no strikes to Ellis. Texas and Montreal and Puerto Rico are 0-0 in the 3rd inning. And Toronto and Cincinnati are in a rain delay in Cincinnati. Montreal trying to sweep that series against the Rangers. Expos have won 3 in a row after a very slow start to this long road trip they had.
When they had Vladimir Guerrero, they had to put him on the disabled list with a herniated disc in his back, so they're without his services for a while.
Fly ball center field. Marlon Byrd puts this one away, and that'll be it for Oakland in the second. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the second. It's a 0-0 game.
Okay, let's say this is your car and you get into an accident. Oh boy. If you take it to an Allstate recommended repair shop, they'll fix it, so you're pretty happy. You're like, ooh, I'm pretty happy. Even better, Allstate guarantees the workmanship for as long as you own the car, which means if even the smallest thing goes wrong, you don't have to pay for it. So you're still happy. You're like, ooh, I'm still happy. So there you go, the Allstate Lifetime Repair Guarantee. Call now and find out how you're in good hands with Allstate.
Need help with your yard this weekend? We're free. Buy almost any John Deere lawn or garden tractor right now, and it's free till April 2004. 0 down, 0% interest, 0 payments till next season. So visit your John Deere dealer now and start thinking up projects. Because we're free till April.
Just when the party gets going, it ends. Well, not this time. Your Toyota dealers will keep this party going by extending the summer savings. And to kick it into high gear, your Toyota dealers' tent event with 1.9% financing or $800 in cash back savings on the sleek, stylish Camry. 1.9% or $800 cash back. Big savings on the #1 selling car in America. Get to your Toyota dealer now, because even this party won't last.
After 1.5 innings of play, Phil's nothing and Oakland nothing. Tomorrow at 7 on UPN 57. Ray becomes Mr. Mom when Deborah goes down for the count on Everybody Loves Raymond. Tomorrow night at 7 on UPN 57. Javier Abreu leads off for the Phils, hitting at .281. 8 homers, he's knocked in 38. Sit well here at home, hitting .355 here at Veterans Stadium. 1 strike to Abreu. Barry Zito worked from the far side of the rubber, and Mulder works even further out, just barely gets his toe on the right side of the rubber as he faced the plate. Most left-hand pitchers pitch on that side of the rubber. Really?
He's over
there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Most left-hand pitchers pitch from the far side.
Most of them are on the first base side. He's on that third base side to try and get the better angle for his sinker. It's very rare you see a left-hander on that side. Right-handers you'll see they'll vary more, but left-handers rarely do you see him on the third base side of the rubber.
Earl hits in the air to right center field, not deep. Singleton makes the catch for out number 2. And we'll bring on David Bell. Well, this guy,
he works.
Not only wins games, but he wins them in short amount of time. Shortest game, 1 hour and 49. He's had 2 games under 2 hours. Lifetime, he has 29 games over 500, 57 and 28.
Wonder if we could convince Ken Maka to start him both games.
John Vukovich is out with the flu. He has been battling the flu, as many of the Phillies team has during this homestand. So Gary Varsho is now coaching at third base. Pat Burrell's been under the weather all week. 1-2 the count to David Bell. Bell has faced Mulder. He has 5 for 13, a .385 hitter against Mulder. Chops it softly. Mulder off the mound in a hurry and rifles and gets Bell, and that'll retire the side. No runs, hits, errors, none left after 2. Phil's nothing and Oakland nothing.
Checks the interior.
Some of the finest leather I've ever seen.
Premium leather.
Rear seat DVD entertainment system.
Entertainment system.
And navigation.
Power rear door.
11 speaker Mark Levinson audio.
Mark Levinson audio.
It's a camera. It's a rear view camera.
Introducing the entirely new Lexus RX 330. Putting the world on notice again.
The last time mortgage rates were this low, I was 3 years old. I am not going to tell you how old I am now, but let's just say I wasn't 3 years old yesterday. I don't know. I might take advantage of this. I mean, after all, it's not going to cost me anything, and these rates aren't going to be around forever. Just like I'm not going to be 30 forever either.
Roper give Hollywood Homicide 2 thumbs up. Take care of them narcissists. It will keep you on the edge of your seat with its adrenaline-pumped action sequences. Ford and Hartnett are terrific together.
Not the way I planned it.
With plenty of attitude and style.
It's just a game. It wasn't a game last night.
Harrison Ford is at his best.
You know it.
It's the most fun you'll have this summer. Definitely a must-see.
Cops gonna hit a cop now?
It's a good suggestion. Hollywood Homicide. Rated PG-13. Opens Friday.
Time now for the Dodge Stump the Fans trivia question. Log on to Phillies.com. If you're the first to correctly answer, you win 2 tickets to a Phillies game. Please submit your answer in the subject area and leave your name and address to receive your prize. Today's Dodge Stump the Fans trivia quiz. One of the only 2 American League franchises to have 3 consecutive 100-win seasons. The answer and winner will be revealed in the 7th inning. Ken Maka back with the club, went to his daughter's graduation and missed the game on Friday, but he is back at the helm of the A's. Terry Francona took over for him on Friday. 1-0 as manager of the A's as Oakland won that game, former Phil's manager. And leading off for the A's is pitcher Mark Mulder. Mulder 0 for 1 with a strikeout, 1 ball and no strikes to Mulder. Joe and Frank Parker celebrating a golden wedding anniversary, their 50th in Wildwood Crest, New Jersey. One ball and 1 strike. Also golden today are Carl and Mildred Schnokey of Pine Grove, Pennsylvania, celebrating their 50th. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And golden +1 are John and Frances Delreed, celebrating their 51st, which is from daughter Nancy, son David, grandchildren, and from us to John and Frances Delreed. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Mark Mulder.
Well, just a bit low.
That one isn't. Mulder's rung up. Second strikeout for Millwood. 1 down here in the 3rd. It'll bring up Eric Burns. Well, 2 more tough teams come in our next homestand. Phillies go on the road after this doubleheader, and Atlanta will be in June 17th and 18th at 7:05. Thursday is our Citizens Bank Business Person Special at 1:05. Then the big salute to the 80s weekend against Boston. June 7th, 7:05. Burns is going to be on base again. This guy, all he is a hitting machine. His second hit. And the Boston series, Friday, all fans will get a Mike Schmidt bobbing head doll. Saturday is a 1:05 game time, don't forget. 80s Alumni Batting Challenge on Saturday. Sunday, fans get a Steve Carlton bobbing head doll. Order your tickets for the Braves and the Red Sox. Call 215-463-1000. 1 ball and no strikes to Singleton. He popped up his first time up. The count to Chris Singleton. Burns stole second is in the first inning. He's getting a decent lead here. Millwood goes over there.
Since Millwood's no-hitter, out of his 8 starts since then, I think 6 of them he's given up a hit to the first hitter of the game.
Good breaking ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Chris Singleton. Missed the inside corner.
A little bit surprised that Burns isn't running, maybe because the left-hander Singleton is hitting. They want to give him the hole on the right side, but they've seen, or probably seen, that they should be able to run on Millwood.
Burns did steal in the first inning. The very first pitch to Singleton. 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Chris Singleton. Softly hit. They're not going to get 2, but they are going to get the lead runner. Burns at second base. Rollins to Polanco. Singleton safe at first on a fielder's choice, and with 2 outs, it'll bring up Miguel Tejada.
That ball was not hit hard enough to get to, even though Polanco made a nice turn on it. Jimmy Rollins had to step back a little bit and get that big hop, and Polanco tries to make the turn and get out of the way of Burns, who's coming right at him, trying to take him out. Good job, a good turn, and Polanco does a nice job of getting out of the way of that slide.
Here's Miguel Tejada. He grounded sharply to short his first time up. Chris Singleton at first. He has stolen 1 base. He's been thrown out twice. Nothing to Miguel Tejada. The fastball through there. 1 ball and 1 strike. Looking in to see if they want to pitch out. Boa says no. That was clipped by Millwood. He slowed it down for Polanco. That'll go 1-4 on the force at second base, and that'll be it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. Bottom of the 3rd. It's a 0-0.
Lancaster County vacation. Visit PADutchCountry.com for money-saving offers or call 1-800-PA-DUTCH.
A million uses and counting. The 210 horsepower supercharged Nissan Xterra.
Have you ever spent like 5 minutes with him? He's totally self-centered and insensitive. We just don't go together. I mean, she's my best friend. She has these emotional needs he can't meet. Remember what she went through with Brad? She's like awful. He's so rude.
And it's a deep drive to center. Rodriguez makes the catch. It looks like they're going to send the runner. Here comes the throw. He's safe. He's safe. The winning run is now on third.
You're such a great listener.
Thanks.
Phillies baseball is brought to you by Nissan and your local Nissan dealer. And by Budweiser. The best things in life are the things that are true. Budweiser. Marlon Byrd leads off for the Phils, hitting at .232. Most of the season, Marlon has been hovering around that Mendoza line, but he's picked it up in the last few games, hitting at .232, 1 ball and no strikes to Marlon Byrd. In the hole, Tejada, no chance. Base hit, Marlon Byrd. So Bird's the leadoff base runner for Kevin Millwood, who will try to move him along with a bunt.
Marlon Bird's been a little more aggressive at the plate. Got his average up to .232. Coming into that at bat. Hits it in the hole with his speed. No chance for Tejada.
Millwood bunting foul. Kevin hitting .040, does have 1 sacrifice.
Phillies have not played good fundamental baseball. They need to do things like this, getting that runner over.
Pitch was high, but Millwood couldn't get the bat out of the way. Fouls it off.
Phillies last in the league in sacrifices.
So Millwood is down, 0-2 here. Still bunting.
He gets in a good position. You see his feet there. He's out with his front foot way up in front of the plate. He has that bat in fair territory out in front of the plate, which you want to do. Takes away a lot of foul territory when you get that bat out in front.
Bunting foul, and he is a strikeout victim. That'll be the second strikeout for Mulder. 1 down here in the third. It'll bring up Jimmy Rollins.
Millwood had 3 bunts, 3 attempts like that where he just fouled the ball off.
J-Roll double to right over the head of Terrence Long, his first time up.
Everybody hit!
Fastball away, 1 ball and no strikes to Jimmy Rollins. On the inside corner, 1-1. swings a foul. 1-2 the count to Jimmy Rollins. Bird at first, one out here in the bottom of the third. 0-0. Heroes got those sunglasses on. Not sure why today.
No.
Bouncing it up there. Good catch by Ramon Hernandez.
Philadelphia has not been a real good market for sunglass sales this spring.
But at least today is dry. The
It is dry.
lights are on. Lights will be on throughout the day in this doubleheader, I'm sure. Base hit right field. Marlon Bird will hold at second base. Rollins gets his second hit, and the Phillies with 2 men on base, 1 out for Placido Polanco.
Second hit for the third hit for the Phillies. Go along with the walk. Sinker. Jimmy Rollins hits it to the right side. Good strong arm by Terrence Long coming in from right field. Charges that ball hard, and Bird can't do anything but pick up third base coach Gary Varsho and put on the brakes at second base.
Placido Polanco lined out to center his first time up. 1-0 to Polanco.
Once again, the lack of sacrificing has possibly cost the Phillies a run.
Nothing to Polanco.
Big left-hander Mark Mulder. You can see why he's got the numbers he does. He keeps the ball down, sinks the ball, a lot of ground balls. Well, he has given up 8 home runs this year.
Base hit right center field. Bird will score. Rollins to third. Phillies take a 1-0 lead on the RBI hit by Placido Polanco.
Phillies get a rare lead early in the game. They've not been getting ahead in the last 4 or 5 games. They've been behind. Polanco, a nice swing right back up the middle, just out of the reach of a diving Mark Ellis.
And we'll bring on Jim Thome. Not the exaggerated shift that you usually see. Staying fairly close to home at third is Eric Chavez, and shortstop Tejada on the left side of the bag at second. Fouled out of play. 1 strike to Thome. Thome walked his first time up. Run across. Runners at first and third with 1 down here in the third inning. Low with a fastball, 1-1. Mark Mulder, a first-round draft pick for the A's in the '98 draft.
A nice job by Hernandez, backhanding that ball in the dirt.
25 years old. Mulder out of Michigan State. Ball almost hit him.
Haven't seen too many of those from Mulder. Not the fanatic up in arms, but it's a curveball right over the head. Almost got the top of his squash.
Two balls and a strike to Jim Thome. 3-1. Rollins is at third. Polanco at first. 1 out, a run in. On the bag, they got one. The throw to second is high, and Rollins will score. And Hatterberg made a good throw to second. They might have been able to turn a double play, but as it is, it's a out at first. Rollins scores, and Polanco moves up to second. It's 2-0 Phils. Give Tomey an RBI, his 44th.
Hatterberg almost looked like he wasn't sure what he wanted to do, unless it was just a trip over the bag. Maybe that's what it was. He comes back, steps on the bag, but then a high throw. I think he's worried about hitting Polanco. So they just get the out at first, the RBI for Tomey.
Phil's lead at 2-0. It brings on Mike Lieberthal. Lieberthal is 10th in the league in hitting with runners in scoring position, hitting .356 with runners in scoring position. 2 balls and no strikes to Mike Lieberthal. First base is open. Left-hand hitting Bobby Abreu due up next. Could be a pitch around.
First 2 runs that the Phillies have scored in Millwood's last 3 starts.
The green light 3-0 and tapped it foul. 3 balls and a strike to Mike Lieberthal.
A 3-0 green light. This is a good pitch to hit. Looks like Lieberthal was just out in front of it.
Kind of sunk away from him. 3-1 to Mike Lieberthal. Pretty well hit to center field, but it'll stay in the park. Singleton makes the catch. That'll be it for the Phils, but the Phils take the lead with 2 runs in the inning, 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left. John Kruk and Chris Wheeler come along in the 4th after 3, 2-0 Phils.
America's favorite song, America's favorite pastime, followed by America's favorite colors. Celebrate the 4th of July with the Phillies, or take in the second spectacular fireworks show following the game on July 5th, courtesy Citizens Bank. Or join us on July 6th, and kids get a free Superheroes t-shirt courtesy Turkey Hill. Call now.
Lexus ES, an automobile so luxurious, we've thought of everything, even special lease and financing rates.
Let's say this is you, and this is your auto insurance company. You've always gotten along okay, but let's say this is Allstate. Ooh, looks better than what you got now, huh? Well, qualified drivers who call Allstate for a free auto quote can get a company this good for this kind of price, maybe less. The choice is pretty simple, don't you think? So call Allstate now for an auto quote and find out how you're in good hands with Allstate.
And back here at Veterans Stadium, wow, look at that. There's the lead.
Isn't it, Johnny?
It is 2-0, Wheels. And what they've done that last inning that they've failed to do is pick each other up. Kevin Millwood failed to get the bunt down to advance Marlon Byrd, but Jimmy Rollins and Placido Polanco picked him up, and Tomey drove in the big second run. And that's what they have to do to get out of this rut, is pick each other up.
Yeah, they had some good base running in that inning. As you said, the only negative in the inning would have been not getting the bunt down. But a 2-0 lead right now against a guy like Mulder. And Kevin Millwood has been shut out. The Phillies have been shut out in his last 2 starts, so he now has a 2-0 lead. And we'll see what happens. This is a very, very good hitting team the Phillies are facing in these Oakland Athletics. Chavez will lead it off. He just missed a 2-run. How'd that ball stay foul?
I have no idea. I was sitting up here watching it. I thought, uh-oh, we're down 2-0. And
oh, yeah.
Baseball gods are with us today, maybe, Wheels.
That would be nice. Chavez hit a ball his first time up. From our look over in the radio booth, that thing was fair forever. And then somehow, right at the end, it drifted foul.
Our luck's a-changing, Wheels. Our luck's a-changing.
And it was really high, too. And then Kevin struck him out to end the inning. And the Athletics did not score in the first. Chavez takes it outside. Now, it hasn't happened a whole lot lately where the Phillies have had a lead, so we haven't had a chance to talk about how important it is to shut them down after you get one of those.
Well, he's got a tough part of the order, 4, 5, 6 here in the 4th. And the Big Kev's been setting them down so far.
Outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. No one's given up 3 hits. 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, all singles. Phillies so far have 2 runs on 4 hits, and neither team's committed an error. Chavez fouls it down the left field line, out of play. You watch this guy and the guy in front of him, Tejada, and the ball just seems to explode off their bat.
Yeah, and they're not. You don't look at them and think to yourself, these are big guys. They're not the size of Jim Tomey, but they can generate some serious bat speed, the both of them. And when they hit it right, it goes a long, long way.
It's fun to see new players up close like this and see this kind of talented players inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. One thing to watch them on TV and hear about them and get a little chance to see them. That's one of the good things about this interleague play.
Probably the only good thing about interleague play, Wheels.
I kind of like it when they played the Eastern Division more, when the Yankees would come in, and that'll come back some year. On a rotation, jammed him a little bit, and Polanco's right there. Placido throws him out. That's what's nice about not having anybody on base. You get to those balls. It's time now for Citizens Bank, not your typical fan. Each game will scan the crowd to find a fan or fans who set themselves apart from the rest.
An Oakland Athletics fan and Mr. Baseball Head. And there they are. Wheels' fan club up there, the generic fan group, with the wig and the old Phillies hat.
They're getting to be very popular right now, huh?
Yeah. What, your fans or?
No, the generic fan club. I have to tag this, Johnny. That was brought to you by Citizens Bank, not your typical bank.
Always a promoter, Wheels.
Well, we have to take good care of Citizens Bank, one of the fine sponsors of the Phillies and good friends of the ball club. Fouled back, didn't even flinch. Off to the left, out of play. No balls and 2 strikes.
Well, you'd figure after 30 years you'd get the hang of those balls coming back up here towards us.
That's what a Larry Anderson surprise birthday party will do to your reflexes the next day. How's that?
Well, Larry's feeling pretty good today. Pretty good.
Nice party for him last night. Fran put together. We all had a good time. And here's the 0-2 to Hattiesburg. And he misses inside. He grounded to short his first time up.
Half century.
And a month.
50 years old.
And a month.
He just got done pitching about a year or 2 ago, I would think.
There he is. He's throwing a lot of good stuff out there today.
Oh, what's redder, his shirt or his face?
2-2. The viewers decide that. 2-2 pitch to Scott Hattiesburg with 1 out here in the 4th inning. Phil's with a 2-0 lead. Strike came out on that back door or front door fastball. Started it at him, ran it over the plate. The militia happy, 2 outs.
I'd like to see Big Kev strike out about 20 to see that militia go nuts. But here's a pitch, and He's pretty much laid a patent on that pitch this year. That comeback fastball that lefties give up on, their hip bails out and they flinch a little bit, and it comes back over the inside part of the plate for strike 3.
I think Honora missed the first one he threw in the first inning. Should have been a strikeout. And since then, the home plate umpires really stayed with it. They had a little conversation after that first inning, did Millwood and Honora. And Kevin, of course, having a conversation with him is very civil.
Always civil with him.
Very polite. And Brian Honora doing a good job back there behind home plate. He also had to rotate and cover third and call a play in the first inning. Got it right. Umpires have to have a little teamwork down there too. Hernandez, the catcher, he grounded to short his first time up and fouls one off. 0-2.
You'd think that would be something Mike Lieberthal would cover with the home plate umpire before Kevin throws his first warm-up pitches. You know, hey, he likes to throw this comeback fastball, so stay with it. You know, because a lot of times hitters give up on it, but umpires do too. Yeah, if they're not expecting it.
Right. They can forget who's out there. Nowadays, you know, you don't have umpires have a plate the way that they used to. I mean, there's so many different crews. Used to see the same guys all the time. Jimmy, an easy play, throws out the catcher, and Kevin Millwood, after the Phillies get 2, does just what you want. 3 up and 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. 2-0 Phils.
Need help with your yard this weekend? We're free. Buy almost any John Deere lawn or garden tractor right now, and it's free till April 2004. 0 down, 0% interest, 0 payments till next season. So visit your John Deere dealer now and start thinking up projects, because we're free till April.
There are places that I know where people they can go to play that favorite game. Let's call it out by name. It's America's game, the one and only Powerball. I'm only gonna tell you one more time. It's America's game, the one and only Powerball.
From the ends of the earth to the end of the block, there's the fully capable, totally versatile line of 2003 Chevy SUVs. Designed to take you on or off any road you choose. Now get big cash back or low APR financing on the full line of 2003 Chevy SUVs. See your local Chevy dealer.
Phillies baseball is brought to you by Cash Bonanza, the newest scratch-off game from the Pennsylvania Lottery, with more than $25 million in cash prizes. By Chevy, the cars you can depend on, the cars that last, will be there. And our thanks to Chevrolet, today's sponsor of those logo T-shirts that were given out prior to the game. There's a shot over the Navy Yard towards the vet. Pretty neat. Right up there to Center City. That'll be... I'm going to look from the new ballpark next year from a little bit of a different angle, but also a great look at downtown Philadelphia. Abreu hits the first pitch to the second baseman, Ellis. And Bobby, who had some trouble with some pitches first time up looking at them, goes after one early in the count and grounds out. The 93 weekend, how about that? That's with the Expos on July the 19th and 20th. Game time on the 19th, 7:05 Sunday. The 20th at 1:35 celebrate the 10th anniversary of the 93 team. Another Field of Memory weekend. That's compliments of Toyota. Alumni Batting Challenge on tap Saturday. All fans will receive a free terrific video of the 93 team in either DVD or VHS format on Sunday. That's the 19th and 20th, 215-463-1000. Pat Burrell takes ball 1 and ball 2. You going to be in that batting challenge?
I think they're making me. Yeah, I think they are. I don't want to be, but those plans are made by other people besides myself, Wheels.
Tell me about it. Fly ball foul out of play down the first base line. So will you take a little BP prior to that?
Probably not, Wheels. It's, you know, I only have so many bullets left in the gun, and why waste them when it doesn't count?
Will you have a personal pitcher that night?
Whoever they throw out there.
All right. One down the line and left. That'll go to the wall around first, and he will have a stand-up double. And Has to feel pretty good.
Yeah, I'm sure that does for Pat right there, who's just been in an awful slump. And boy, he hit that ball hard, and you see the crowd giving me a little standing ovation.
Well, they're going to have, it becomes a game here. I mean, I've been here my whole life, and it becomes a game here in this town once in a while when this stuff starts. Here's Pat leveling off on this pitch and ripping it down the line. And, you know, that's what happens, Johnny. I mean, they're going to boo him. It becomes a game. Then they're going to cheer him when he does well. They're going to boo him again. And then it'll stop after a while when he starts to swing the bat. And David Bell continuing to struggle, and of course he's going to hear it too.
Yeah, I think Pat's the type of guy that the fans are going to love and they're going to hate, because he is going to hit a lot of home runs, but he is going to strike out a lot. And you know what you're getting with Pat. It's always going to be exciting, though.
Well, it becomes more of a game, I think, with the big boys too. I mean, that's what it was with Mike Schmidt. When I was a kid, there was a great player here named Del Ennis who was a slugger, and they used to boo him all the time and then cheer him, and that's what happens. And Pat's starting to understand it, and they're going to walk Marlon Byrd here to get to Millwood. Pat just has to understand that's the way it works, and he'll turn them into cheers with those doubles and home runs and just swinging the bat and getting some hits.
Yeah, without a doubt, by the time this year's over, they're going to be cheering a lot more for Pat than they are booing him.
And the fans want to cheer for him. Yeah, I mean, Pat's a very likable guy, and he's an exciting player when things are going right, and the fans want him to do well, and he will.
And the good thing about Pat is he's been a stand-up guy all year. You know, he hasn't shied away from talking about his struggles, and you know, he realizes right now that he's not swinging the bat, but he's working at it. It's not like he's given up, and that's a good thing. He's still fighting, and he still wants to be out there even when he's struggling. You know, a lot of guys, when they struggle like that, they want out of the lineup. It's like, I can't take it. They're booing me, and you know, wait till we go on the road and give me a couple days off. When we go on the road, I'll play on the road so they don't boo me. But you know, Pat wants to be in there.
You can't do that in this town.
No,
that will not play here. Kevin the batter, and Millwood takes a breaking ball for a strike. Just 1 for 26 on the year. And a much better hitting pitcher than that. There's Chris Singleton, the center fielder. Looks like something's wrong with him. And Maka, the manager, is concerned. One of the trainers looking out there as Millwood fouls this one off. And the count is 0-2.
It could be his back or a groin or something. The way he's standing, believe me, I've stood there before like that. My lower back's been hurting. I don't know what his problem is.
Well, it didn't bother him with that throw in the first inning. They're trying to get through this inning, get him in the dugout, which they will now as Millwood takes strike 3 to end the inning. Find out what's up with Chris Singleton. No runs, a hit, and Phils leave 2 men on base. We're through 4. It's 2-0 Phils.
See Michael. Marine biologist. Architect. Broadway star. Astronomer. Astronaut. At Microsoft, we started Club Tech with Boys and Girls Clubs of America. So kids learn more than just what computers can do. They learn what they themselves can do.
Jump when you can fly? Why leave when you can make an exit? Why slip when you can slide? Why just drive when you can change the way you move through the world? The V6 Nissan Altima.
After 4 innings of play, the Phillies 2 and the Athletics nothing. Tuesday at 9 on UPN 57, true feelings are exposed when the competition gets personal on an all-new America's Next Top Model. That's Tuesday night at 9 right here on UPN 57.
I'd have missed my call then, Wheels. Maybe I could have got on that show. Is it female only?
It appeared to be on that promo. So, athletics fan, yeah, you could have gone from the best damn sports show to America's Top Model.
Oh, easily.
Why would you come to us?
I got a feeling I'd have been voted off pretty quick on that show.
Well, depending on the judges, you should be, yes. Just kidding.
You know Picasso yourself,
I knew I opened that up. Terrence Long will lead it off, followed by Mark Ellis, and then Mark Mulder, the pitcher. We have some special birthday wishes today. We'd like to send along to a few people. One of them's a good friend of yours, Johnny. Over for a strike. Margaret Shipman in Medford, New Jersey is 81 today. We got a nice message from her daughter, Laurie. So happy birthday to you, Margaret. I hope you're enjoying the ball game. We know what a great Phillies fan you are. Long got a base hit his first time up. The other birthday we want to send away, I've got a couple today, but how about Jimmy Schmidt?
Jimmy's still around.
Isn't he something? I know you love Jimmy like we do.
Jimmy was my favorite at fantasy camp. 90 years old and still playing.
He's going to be 91. Jammer. Tough play, but Jimmy's going to run it down. Nice play by Jimmy Rollins. Speaking of Jimmy, mentioned Jimmy Schmidt's birthday, and Jimmy Rollins runs that one down, one away. Fireworks are coming up on Thursday, July the 3rd, and also the 5th. 6:05 the Cubs, 7:05 the Marlins. The final 4th of July celebration here at the Vet. Two spectacular post-game shows, compliments of Citizens Bank. You can order your tickets online at Phillies.com or call 215-463-1000.
What do you figure you're going to be doing when you're 91, Wheels?
Looking at daisies. Jimmy Schmidt's amazing. You're right. He was down Dream Week with us for a couple of years. What a character!
Yeah, when he was a young 89, and he had to bat off Mitch. Jimmy's a left-handed hitter, and he had rods in his back from surgery, and told me if he got hit hard in the back, he'd probably be paralyzed. And Mitch is pitching to him. I thought, oh my goodness.
Look at the scorebook down there, the yearbook, scorebook you can pick up here at Veterans Stadium. And there is Kevin Millwood pitching here into the 5th inning. And the Phillies have scored a couple runs for him. They've been shut out the last 2 times with him on the mound. A ball and a strike. And Ellis takes it outside. He had a fly ball to center his first time up. Mark Mulder, the pitcher, waits on deck.
And that's one thing about Kevin Millwood this year, is once he's had a lead, he's pretty much held it. And that's what you call your horse, Wheels. Give him something to work with, and he'll put him away.
He's never lost 3 straight starts in his career. Pop-up. Foul out of play.
Between innings right there, we talked about Chris Singleton. Looked like his lower back's tightened up on him, and he's talking to the trainer there, Fluff, the caddy, and I think that looked like Fluff.
Does look like Fluff a little bit.
I guess he's going to stay in the game.
Fluff now works for Jim Furyk. I don't think Tiger liked it. He's becoming too much of a personality. Jim Thome started after that ball and then slipped, and he turned his ankle. And Thome is hurt. Oh, no.
Sometimes them spikes get caught in that turf, and when the spikes aren't moving, something else has to. You see Larry Ball right there, like, what the heck's going on?
We saw that right away, that he started to go for that, and he obviously got caught up, and then you could see him start to hobble after the ball went past him. See right here. See, he started for it and then stumbled.
Yeah, that spike got stuck in that turf, and that's what happens. And Mark Anderson and Larry Boa come out of the dugout to see if he's all right, and the big man waved him back and pretty much telling him, I'll let you know how I'm feeling.
Mark was out of there before Boa got there. And then Mark's, I better go back and let the skipper handle this.
Yeah, you always want to protect your investments, Wheels.
Yeah. So hopefully he's okay. Now here's Mulder, and he might try to bunt, which is not easy for these guys.
No, but if he's smart, he's going to try to bunt it to first with the hobbled Jim Thome.
Yeah, And hopefully Tomey can shake that right off.
That might be one of those things that probably won't bother him until tomorrow.
And a perfect bunt by Mulder. David Bell will have to go to first. What a good job by Mulder to get that down. Sacrifice 5-3 as Tomey retreated to first. Now there are 2 outs.
I saw Mark Mulder during batting practice today, and he looked like he knows what he's doing with the bat a little bit. Little different than Barry Zito on Friday night. It's just textbook. He gets a bat out in front. He doesn't try to poke or jab at it, and just lets the speed of the pitch deaden the ball on his bat, and he puts down a perfect one.
Well, back in 1998, Pat Burrell was the #1 pick in the whole country. Phillies, of course, took him, and Mark Mulder was #2, taken by Oakland. Well, there's Burrell, and of course Mulder pitching today for the Athletics. And here's this Eric Burns, who's really done a great job for them out of the leadoff spot. They put him in there 19 games ago. And coming into the game today, he was batting .311 as a leadoff batter, and he's 2 for 2 this afternoon.
I was talking to Terry Francona before Friday's game, and when Jermaine Dye got hurt, Ken Maka just said, you know what, we're going to throw Burns out there and let him go and see how he can do. We need some energy, and they haven't been able to get him out of the lineup. And you know, when you have someone this valuable that you can call upon when someone gets hurt, that's why you're in second place and not far out of first.
There's Ken Maka back with the Athletics. See Terry Francona sitting beside him. And Millwood now at 75 pitches. A lot of pitches here in the 5th inning. And Burns takes a little outside. The count 2-1. The on-deck batter is Billy McMillan. So Singleton is hurt. Here's Billy McMillan, the former Phil. And it would appear that Singleton's going to have to leave the game.
You don't know how he did it because he didn't get any balls hit to him last inning, and maybe the ball Pat hit down the line. He took a quick step to his right to back up the play and tweak something.
Missed outside, 3-1. McMillan, a left-handed batter, will be the pinch hitter.
I like the way this guy plays, though. Burns, he's an aggressive hitter, but he's aggressive in the strike zone. You don't see him chase many bad pitches.
Looks like he likes the ball up, too.
For a young guy, though, that's impressive.
Especially a leadoff batter where you want to get a high on-base percentage. That was a close pitch, and he took it. It's a strike, 3-2.
Well, that pitch right there, 3-1 pitchers, you should be looking middle in, try to find something you can drive in. Of course, the veteran Kevin Millwood knows that too, and he threw a fastball on the outside part of the plate, and nothing Burns can do with it.
Well, Millwood working hard here to get Burns out and keep this 2-0 shutout with Ellis at second, and he popped him up. It's playable to the right side. Placido Polanco waits for it to come down and squeezes it. That'll end the inning. No runs a hit and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Phillies 2 and the A's 1.
When you think about the most important moments in your life, what were you wearing? Every man should own at least one suit. We invite you to buy yours from us.
100% wool suits, starting at $200.
You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it.
Men's Warehouse. To contact the store nearest you, call 1-800-776-SUIT.
Just when the party gets going, it ends. Well, not this time. Your Toyota dealers will keep this party going by extending the summer savings. Toyota is heating things up with their annual tent event. Specials on Matrix and the totally transformed Corolla. Both for an amazing 0% finance rate or $600 cash back. 2 seriously fun Toyotas with 2 great ways to save. Get to your Toyota dealer now, because even this party won't last.
Travel provided by U.S. Airways. For an easy-to-use website where you can find the lowest fares and search for convenient schedules, visit usairways.com.
This is a UPN 57 Eyewitness News weather update.
Good afternoon, Phillies fans. I'm meteorologist Tom Lemaine. 2 games today with those Oakland A's. I'll be out in right field for the second game to change the countdown sign for the vet. Not a bad day today. Tonight, 58 to 62 as you head home. It'll be mostly cloudy with just a chance of a shower toward morning. Boy, do we have some nice weather coming up for the next several days. Tomorrow, getting up to 82 degrees, a little bit breezy but warm. Nice weather on Thursday, and getting up to 80 degrees again on Thursday.
Our Independence Blue Cross deserving Philly is Bobby Abreu. Abreu's return to the lineup helped the Phillies close this chapter of divisional play with a flurry. In 5 games last week, he batted .375, scoring and driving in 5 runs, walking 6 times, and contributing on the defensive end with a run-saving rifle to home plate. Abreu's contribution is brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. You deserve it.
Well, Jimmy Rollins has 6 straight hits. He got 3 hits on Friday. His last 3 times up. He's 3 for 3 today as he just grounded that single up the middle. So the Oakland Athletics, a team he grew up watching. He got family and friends checking this act out at home. 6 straight hits for him, Johnny.
And there's a pitch right there. Mulder just trying to get ahead. Leading off the bottom of the 5th inning here, and Jimmy just says, I'm not waiting. I'm going to try to hit this one up the middle and drop a 3 for 3 on him.
2 singles and a double. Mulder, they say his throw over to first is kind of a little sidearm sling like that. He also has a step-off move they have to be aware of. Placido has lined into a double play when Rollins tried to go from second to third in Singleton. Then the center fielder threw him out, and Placido singled and knocked in a run in the 3rd inning, the Phil's first run. And he's around the bunt, takes it outside, 2-0. And we mentioned that it appeared Singleton was going to have to leave the game. Well, he did, and Burns has moved over to play center, and Billy McMillan will be in left field and bat second. He'll lead off the 6th inning. Jim Thome is in the on-deck circle, hopefully okay after that little stumble at first. And another slingshot move over there by Mulder.
I even saw him when he fielded that swing and bunt. Who hit it? Who hit that swing and bunt?
Bell.
David Bell, and he sidewinded one to first base.
And he doesn't even come close to throwing a pitch that way.
Maybe that's his distance throw.
Anything over 60 feet. And Rollins takes off, and he's out at second base. He was looking as if he thought there was a hit and run on. They all are. Everybody's looking around at each other right now. And he's caught stealing because he got no jump at all.
Well, he started back to the base, and once you start back to the base, you got to know that you can't go unless it is a hit and run. You have to go. But
right.
Here's a pitch right here, and Polanco squares to bunt, and Jimmy, as we said, went back to the base and then continued on, and there's just no play. I mean, there's just not even close.
See, he's looking in the whole time, too, so you know it's not a straight steal. And Polanco fouls it off. Gary Varsho is a third base coach, and I'm sure the guys mentioned earlier that Vuk is suffering from some flu symptoms today, or with the flu, and he was out there earlier, and Varsho's out at third base right now coaching. And obviously they use the same signs but deliver them, you know, a little bit differently, so maybe there was a mix up there. We don't know.
It could be. I mean, you know, you get used to the way Vuk gives signs, and then all of a sudden you have someone else out there. There's Johnny Vuko. Yeah, there's Tejada right here, and this is one of those, you know, the ball beat you so you're out, I don't have to tag you type deals.
So I had one of those here last week, and
went on the other end, didn't it?
Yeah. Just on how you interpret it. Strike 3 call on the inside corners. He continues to pound Polanco in today. And Placido's retired. Now quickly 2 outs and nobody on base for Thome.
And Martin Mulder borrowing a pitch from the page of Kevin Millwood, that 2 strikes and started at the right-hander and bring it back over the inside part of the plate. You see a lot more pitchers doing that now, and it's such an effective pitch that you don't see why more guys can't do it. Padilla does it some, and
yeah, I mean, maybe it depends on your particular delivery or whether you're comfortable throwing or whether you can do it. But if you can, you'd be kind of crazy not to.
Some guys are afraid that it's not going to move, it's going to hit the batter, and it's just, you know, You hear a lot of old-time pitchers say, I throw it, and it's your job to get out of the way. And if you don't, you're on first base with a sore hip.
Tell me the 2-0 pitch to Jim. He walked his first time up, then grounded into a fielder's choice. 3 unassisted, picked up an RBI, scoring Jimmy Rollins, his 44th of the year. 3-0 with Lieberthal on deck and taking all the way, strike 1.
I'm sure if he gets that same pitch right here, he's going to try to drop one over the left center field fence.
And that big shift on for him. And he missed. Did Mulder, and another walk for Tony. Walk number 42nd on the year for Jim Tony. Don't forget the Phillies Festival on Monday, June the 23rd. It includes autographed booths, live and silent auctions, on-field fun, including moonbounce, grab bags, and so much more. A great night of fun for a great cause. The proceeds benefit the ALS Association Greater Philadelphia chapter. Those tickets are on sale right now. For information or to order your tickets, call 215-463-1000. That's Monday, June the 23rd. And Lieberthal swings and misses. Special birthday wishes today to Matthew Morano, who's 10. He is the son of Joanne Morano, who, of course, works in the Phillies financial area and does such a great job for all of us, handling money, medical benefit, all the stuff back there. And we appreciate everything Joanne does for us. And happy birthday to son Matthew. Tejada, nice play, and he gets Tomey at second. So that'll end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left on base. We're through 5. Phil's lead 2-0.
It's powerful. It's beautiful.
I can see that. How did they make it so incredibly smooth? It's technical.
Antonio, tonight you'll drive my car. Again? Again.
Introducing the entirely new Lexus RX 330. Putting the world on notice. Again.
We'll have 2 cheeseburgers.
We've shut down the grill. You can order from our late night menu.
What's on it?
Nothing I'd eat.
Hungry and it's late? Come to Wendy's pickup window for something fresh and eat great, even late.
Hey, if you're going to Wendy's, bring me back a Frosty.
The statue calls him Mr. Baseball, and for the Philadelphia Athletics, he was exactly that. Cornelius Alexander McGillicuddy, known commonly as Connie Mack, became manager and part owner of the A's from their beginning in 1901. He stayed in that job until 1950 when he retired at the tender age of 88. His style was unmistakable: formal dress, starch-collared shirt, scorecard in hand. He produced the American League's first dynasty, and through 1931, he totaled 9 pennants and 5 World Series titles. The Depression forced him to sell off the pieces of his juggernaut, and the A's became largely a second-division team from then on. Mack's 50 years and 7,755 games managed are records that will never be touched. He stood among baseball's first Hall of Fame inductees in 1937.
Well, that's a long way from Connie Mack to that guy.
Yeah. He went from the ultimate man in class, the way he dressed, to that thing.
Wow.
What is that?
I hope it's a Fanatic's mom in a new outfit. We're not privy to all the shticks that go on, so that'll be a guess.
Maybe he got her something for Mother's Day.
I guess.
I think he'd had a little better taste than that, but
yeah. Great feature there on Connie Mack and all those tremendous A's teams. It's been fun to have this Athletics team here this weekend, and to bring back some memories of the old Philadelphia Athletics as Billy McMillan bats for the first time. He was traded from the Phils he came to the Phils from Florida for Darren Dalton.
The Dutch got him a ring that year.
No, he was here. Oh yeah, got in the ring. Yeah, I guess he did get one. It was traded in July, so did he get one?
Yes, he sports it well.
Yeah. That's nice, because he had been there through July of that year, and of course they went on to win the World Series, did the Marlins. He's been with a few other organizations since. It's a fly ball to center field. Marlon Byrd runs Polanco off the play, and Kevin Millwood retires McMillan 1 away. A brand new t-shirt featuring all your favorite Phillies in a comic strip style superhero pose. Free for all fans 14 and under. Compliments of Turkey Hill. When is that? Well, how about Sunday, July the 6th at 1:35 when those Marlins will be right here at Veterans Stadium under their new skipper, Jack McKeon. Order easily online at Phillies.com or call 215-463-1000 to make it a family day to end the July 4th celebrations.
I don't think me and Jack will be going out to dinner that week.
I wonder if you two would have a reunion.
Nope. Not that I hold grudges, Wheels, but well, he did me a favor. I should be proud that happy that he did me a favor and traded me over here.
Right. Worked out fine for both you and Spikey for Randy Reddy.
Yeah.
Chris James going in that deal over to San Diego. This is Tejada. Oh, man. Smokes that ball, and it's over Abreu's head and off the wall on one hop. It just jumps off his back. Man. 15th double for him.
That ball right there was just smoked, and there's. Bobby's a pretty good outfielder, and he had no play on that ball. It just hit so hard that right, if it had been hit at him, it would have handcuffed him. And there you see the pitch, a fastball up, out over the middle of the plate, and well, Miguel just dropped a head on that one and smoked it over Bobby's head for a double.
15, as we said, and he had 3 of them in the game on Friday night. One here has a 1-out double for Chavez, who struck out and grounded out. Good breaking ball, bounces away from Lieberthal. He's got a shot at him. Oh, man. That was close. It looked like that throw beat Tejada, but he's safe at third base. And he gets there on the wild pitch.
I think we needed the second base umpire at third for that one. There's a pitch right here, a breaking ball in the dirt, and Levy gets out and jumps on it quick and makes a strong throw to David Bell. And can't tell from that angle, but apparently he was in.
Yeah, his hands on the back.
His hands on the base. Great call.
Jerry Crawford with the call, and look at Jerry's position. Wow.
Yeah, he's right on top of it. And
yeah, that is great position.
That's one of those that you call the play. You don't call where the ball is. You call the play.
And that'll get him on the board. One hop off the wall for Chavez. He's headed for second, and he will have a double. Well, Bobby Abreu almost got him. However, back-to-back doubles by Tejada and Chavez, and it's a 2-1 game, and another runner in scoring position. Chavez, 11th double of the year, and his 29th run batted in.
And you knew you weren't going to keep these two guys tied down for long. And Tejada with the double, advancing to third on the wild pitch, and cranks one into the right field corner. And I'm sure Ken Maka and the coaching staff for the Oakland Athletics would like to see Chavez slide there.
That was too close.
Yeah, it's taking it for granted, but he's in there safe with a double.
And that'll bring Joe Kerrigan to the mound for a conference with Millwood, who gives up his first run of the game. The hits are now even at 6. Phil's with a 1-run lead at 2-1, and Scott Hatteberg, a left-handed batter, will hit. He's 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout.
And you mentioned it when we came on the air that even though the Phillies had a 2-run lead, these guys swing the bats, and nothing's safe when these guys have the bats in their hands, even though Kevin Millwood seems to be pitching a good game. But these guys know how to put some runs on the board.
And Larry Bowen knows his team doesn't score much. Which is part of the continuing mystery of this season.
Yeah, but you know what, Wheels? By July, you're gonna be thinking that these guys are. You're not even going to remember this month or last month.
Yeah, that's what everybody hopes. No balls and 1 strike to Hatteberg, and he takes it inside. 1-1. A right-handed batter, the catcher Ramon Hernandez on that. Scott Hatteberg, the former Boston Red Sox. We used to see him in interleague games, and there's Hernandez. Chavez at second with 1 out. Hatteberg swings and misses at a high pitch, and he's in the hole 1-2. A breaking ball.
It looked like a hard slider. It didn't have much break on it. Just right at the end, it looked like it just darted on him, and Hatteberg swung over top of it. Tried
that front door fastball and didn't get it that time. 2-2.
It looked like it flattened out on him and didn't come back.
He struck Hatterberg out on that pitch last time up.
Maybe he wanted to throw it so it didn't break and move him off the plate, so he thinks about it this time. He's coming right back in there.
He did,
but he got it up, and now he has to go to work. 3-2.
And he has a base open, a right-handed batter on deck, so you really don't have to challenge him here. So we'll see what they do. There's Hernandez, the catcher, who's grounded to short twice. Both of them would be, well, the first and second one would have been a double play ball. And a foul ball right back up and below us.
Goodness gracious.
Well below us.
Yeah, well below us, but I couldn't tell by the way you jumped underneath the table here.
But right on line. There is Miguel Tejada, who doubled and scored in this inning.
Hatterberg was just a club short, wasn't he, Wheels?
Club short, thankfully. Playing into the wind. Walked up on a high fastball. So 2 on with 1 out now for Hernandez. And Terrence Long, the on-deck batter, a left-handed hitter. See them checking out the lineup card. Bullpen are starting to stir around a little bit out there. Guys anticipating a call to the pen.
And that's one of those walks that you'd never want to walk anyone, but that's one of those where it's not that bad of a walk because he tried to strike him out or tried to make him swing at a bad pitch and he didn't do it. So you have to give Hatterberg credit there for not chasing any bad pitches and taking the walk.
Swing and a foul tip held on to by Lieberthal. You saw both Carlos Silva and Hector Mercado walking around out there in the bullpen doing some stretching exercises.
Here's the pitch right here, and Kevin got away with one there. When that slider stays up and in, even if you're bailing a little bit, you bail right into the center of the bat with that one.
Fly ball to right field. Playable. Bobby drifts back, makes the play. Chavez will tag and head for third, and he's there with 2 outs remaining at first base. Hatterberg, 2 outs in the inning, and that'll bring up Long, who is singled and popped to short.
That's good base running right there by Eric Chavez. Usually with 1 out, you want to go halfway because you're going to score on a single anyway with 2 outs. And it's going to take a 2-out hit to score you from third or second. But what it does with Terrence Long coming up, it opens up that hole between Thome and Polanco. And if he gets out in front of one and hooks it a little bit, we have a tie game.
Yeah, and he saw he was certainly deep enough. Was Abreu had to keep retreating. Then you can tag up. If he settles under that and comes towards the ball, you're not going to go. Base running, a lot of it. I mean, you teach base running, but in my opinion, watching all these years, a lot of it's instinctive.
Yeah, you have to have instincts when you're out there. And Dave Hollins was probably the best base runner I've ever seen, and he wasn't the fastest guy in the world, but he knew when he could go and when he couldn't. And, well, most of the time he was gone, so it didn't matter.
Fouled away, and yeah, he was a rare player that way. But base running is keeping your head in the game, knowing the situation, the score, who the outfielder is, and you got to think.
And checking them every pitch.
Right.
A lot of guys will go out there and, before the pitcher throws the first pitch to the next hitter, he'll look once and that's it. But, I don't understand it. With all these technology they have now, these guys move on every pitch. The outfielders basically move on every pitch, so you have to keep checking every pitch.
1 ball and 1 strike. And Long takes it inside. Big spot in the game now. Phillies trying to keep the lead, have a 1-run lead here in the first game of this doubleheader. Mark Mulder has given up 2 in the 3rd inning, and that's been it. Millwood has given up his first run of the game here in the 6th. And Long dribbles a foul down the first baseline. Long off his foot. He'll take a little walk. Long afternoon of baseball here with a doubleheader, and then the Phillies hop their charter and head right on out to Anaheim to play tomorrow night.
That slider in. Terrence Long hit it right off his calf. Well, it looked like it hit off his foot, didn't it? Yeah. It's a tough pitch right there for a left-hand hitter. That slider boring in on you. Unless you can inside out it, you're going to hit it somewhere off your body.
Crowd offering some encouragement now, and it's fouled away. Interesting today in the Major League notes that were handed out to us, it has tomorrow's schedule and probable pitchers, and it says no games tomorrow in Major League Baseball. Now, why are we flying to California then?
We play tomorrow?
Yeah.
Maybe they thought it wasn't that important of a game. I don't know.
That's amazing when you look at that. There's Millwood at 100 pitches. His high for the year, 117. He averages right on his average. Big one here. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch to Long, and he just misses inside. Tried that front door fastball and missed. So Jim Thome will now back off and take that hole away at first base.
There's a pitch right there, and Kevin just started that in just a little too much and couldn't get it to come back to catch that corner. And this could be a good thing. Jim Thome gets the play back, and now Terrence Long hooks one. Thome's got a better angle to cut it off.
And he struck him out. He got it over that time, and Long just beats the bat on the ground as that pitch did come back over home plate, and Millwood gets a huge strikeout. Gives up a run in the inning on 2 hits, no errors. The A's strand 2. He'll still lead by 1.
The world is full of individuals with their own personalities, their own quirks, their own fingerprints. They cannot be put in a box. Why should they drive one? The V6 Nissan Altima.
Halibut with polenta cake sounds good. Oh, but polenta sometimes makes me break out. I will get, a vegan club sandwich. Vegans are like so in. Is the salmon East Coast or West Coast? That'll just do a number on me.
I can come back later.
Crab cakes. Oh, I had crab cakes.
Sir? Porterhouse, medium, rare, slaw, cob, ranch, blue, fries, baked, toppings, all of them.
Oh, here's something. Coconut dipped shrimp sauté with pilaf. I like pilaf.
You want the best values in America? Well, they're here now at the Dodge Summer Sales Drive,
where you'll find our best products.
Like the powerful Ram 1500 with an available 5.7-liter Hemi.
And our best deals. Get a $2,500 cash allowance or 0% financing for up to 60 months on Ram 1500.
All with Dodge's 7-year, 70,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Let us prove we got the best values in America. Hurry to your Dodge dealer today.
Phillies baseball is brought to you by Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Between innings, the countdown continues. We go from 49 to 48, and doing the honors today is Ruth Mack Clark, the daughter of the great Cornelius McGillicuddy. Connie Mack making the change out there, and it's so nice to have had her and many of the Mack family here this weekend to salute the Philadelphia Athletics. Bobby Abreu tries to bunt his way on against Mulder and fouls it off. He struck out his first time up and grounded to second.
And that's when you know right there that Bobby's not picking up the ball well on Mark Mulder. He's been hot swinging a great bat this homestand, and Mark Mulder has his number right now, and Bobby's just trying to do anything he can to get on base.
Throwing some nasty pitches first time. Oh, and he ripped that one right back through the middle. So he tries to bunt on the first pitch and then smacks one right through the middle on an off-speed pitch of some kind.
Bobby's a smart hitter, and that could have been a little setup job by him, thinking, all right, I don't see the ball well of you, so I'm going to try to bunt like I said, and then he just sets on this, looked like just a two-seam fastball. He tried to work outside and caught too much of the plate, and Bobby smashed one up the middle.
Struck him out with a splitter his first time up. He doesn't throw that many of those. He throws 5 pitches, says Mulder. Here's Pat, who flied out and then double his last time up and takes it outside for ball 1. The double by Pat Burrell is 15th of the year.
And here's where Pat has to stay within himself. He had a good swing his last at bat to hit that double, and you just hope he doesn't go up there and think, all right, I got it figured out. Now I'm going to swing for the fences.
And he fouls that ball off right side, out of play. Hatteberg a long run for naught. Do you like to chase those foul balls all the way over the stands?
When I was playing first? No. I didn't like pop-ups too much. But we had good second basemen when I played, so they basically told him when it went up, you got it.
Right. It's a good idea.
Yeah. Let the sure guy catch it.
And he pops that one up, and the first baseman wants the second baseman to catch it. There's one of those instances. And Ellis makes the play, and that's the first out. Next business person special, it's number 4, coming up against the red hot, smoking hot Atlanta Braves. June the 19th at 1:05. Fun in the Sun baseball. Mark your calendar right now for the next Citizens Bank business person special. Don't forget that one will begin at 1:05. We had some 3:05ers early in the season. Now 1:05 with the Braves. Order online at Phillies.com or call 215-463-1000. And Mulder slings one over to first. Phillies are getting the bullpen up. David Bell out of the 7-hole. Then Marlon Byrd and then Millwood spot would come up. And if they get some men on base with a chance for more runs, Larry Ball might hit for, or probably would hit for Millwood. There's Turk Wendell starting to throw. And Abreu is run back to first. He's stolen 6 bases in 10 attempts. So he's been called out 2 or 3 times at second when he was safe. Bobby has that pop-up slide that he uses going into second. A lot of times it fools umpires, I guess, and he gets called out. Outside, 1-0.
We need Jerry Crawford down there at second today, Wheels.
Jerry Crawford's just really good.
Yes, he is. One of the best, if not the best.
Prejudice because he's a good friend, too. I've known him forever, but he's really a good umpire. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes. I mean, he's going to make his mistakes, too. Everybody's human. It's going to happen, but Jerry didn't get many wrong. There he is, Delaware County native from Havertown, makes his home now in Pinellas County area near Clearwater.
And if you disagree with him, he's one that'll let you have your say.
Yep.
Without getting upset and wanting to run you.
Unless you stay too long. Foul back.
I don't think Jerry ever got me.
No?
No, I don't think.
Well, you probably knew when to back off.
I did.
Mulder at 81 pitches. About 20 under where Kevin Millwood is right now. Of course, Kevin pitch total is through 6 innings. Mulder through 5 1/3. Mulder's known as a guy who pitches a lot of quick games for them, too. Average game time for Mulder this year has been 2 hours and 27 minutes. You see, he does work fast. He gets men on. I mean, most guys slow up a little bit with men on, but with nobody on, he really works fast and gets the ball up there.
Kind of reminds you of Steve Traxel a little bit, the way he works so quick.
Yeah, he's kind of a clone. In that gap in left center field, going all the way to the wall. Bobby Abreu is being waved around by John Vukovic, who's back out there. Well, Vuk's had a back and forth day. Vuk's out there coaching third, and scoring on David Bell's double is Bobby Abreu, and the Phillies have a 3-1 lead. And how good does that feel for Bell?
I'm sure David Bell's pleased with that at bat right there. He finally worked himself ahead of the count and got something he can hit, and did a great job of staying on it and hitting this ball in the gap and scoring Bobby. It's a pitch right there. Mulder tried to throw that little 2-seam sinker away from him, and that's what happens when that thing doesn't sink enough and stays up. But you get a good look at it. And David Bell's pretty sure that, I don't know who's happier, him or Larry Ball right now, that him and Pat each have doubles today.
And they got one back right away, did the Phillies, after giving up one. And that is off the glove of Ellis. Vuk's waving Bell around. He'll score, and the Phillies quickly get 2 runs and lead this one 4-1 on RBIs by Bell and Byrd. And Marlon has a perfect day working.
Well, you can tell Marlon right now is he's starting to swing the bat a little better, and it shows even in his defense. He's starting to take charge in the outfield. He feels like he belongs now, and he's not waiting around anymore. He's getting he's not waiting. Before, early in the season when he was struggling so bad, he was getting behind in the counts a lot, and now when he gets a pitch to hit, he's laying a good swing on it.
And Millwood, who did not get a bunt down his first time up and struck out, is going to try it again as he looks down at Vuk. Good to see John Vukovic down there. He left the game after a couple innings with flu with the flu, we were told, and then I just looked up and he was waving the runner around, waving Abreu around, so he's back.
Took a little Pepto-Bismol and ran himself right back out there.
And Millwood gets it down. They're going to let it roll, and it's a foul ball. And now Kevin Millwood had a sprint all the way down the line. That's the last thing he wants after throwing 100 pitches.
Yeah, that's one of those. He thought he made the perfect bunt, and then he thought, you know what, I might have a chance of getting a hit here, and just didn't stay fair.
You see what Larry Bow is doing right there? Well, let's pause for station identification on the Phillies television network.
You're watching UPN 57 WPSG TV in Philadelphia.
See, Bo told Vuk to come down and talk to Kevin Millwood like they're going to talk about anything other than him getting his breath back.
Yeah, and with two, there's only one strike. But usually you tell a guy, okay, here's the situation, here's what we want you to do. That's not one of these conversations. This is just, you know, take your time. You're going to bunt. We all know that. Everyone in the ballpark knows it, but catch your breath first.
Right. Yeah, that's nice for Mulder to throw over. A little pitcher courtesy.
Yeah, he's accommodating and knows Kevin might be a little winded. You know, as much as these guys run between starts, you wouldn't think that 90-foot run would tire them out, would you?
Only after 100 pitches, maybe. Well, this is driving Millwood nuts right now. He knows he's a better bunter than this. And he just fouls that one off. He has one sack so far this year. And Vuk goes through the signs again. And they have not done a good job bunting this year. And it's not they don't work on it. Bunts it foul. It's a strikeout. 2 outs.
Kevin gets himself in a good position to bunt. So what happens when the ball comes, it doesn't look like he stays on it, like he's just flicking at it right there at the end. You see how he drops the barrel of the bat? You want to keep that bat head above your left hand. And Kevin drops it, and that's why, consequently, that's why you catch the bottom of the ball and pop it back, foul it back. Not that I know how to do it, but
Marlon Byrd got a running jump, and he will steal second base. The ball got away from the catcher, Hernandez, and Marlon Byrd is starting to play his game a little bit, Johnny.
Yeah, you know, I just think he was a little in awe his first month up here, and I really don't think that. You know, he felt comfortable. It takes a while. Sometimes you don't feel like you belong, and especially when you struggle. Like Eric Burns is the other case, and that's this situation. He got off to a great start. Now he feels confident and feels like he belongs. I think Marlon now is starting to feel like he belongs.
So they didn't get the bunt down, but he steals second, and Jimmy takes another pitch inside, 2-0 with Polanco on deck. Rollins 3 for 3 today, 6 straight hits, and his average up to 273.
And that's a great time to run for Marlon. He gives Jimmy enough pitches to work with to try to get something to hit, and he's been hot. And even if he gets thrown out, Jimmy leads off the inning.
Check swing foul off the upper deck, bounces up into the stands. And the count 2-1. Jimmy a little upset at himself there because he knows that would have been 3-0. So the Phillies with a 2 spot here in the 6th inning after they gave 1 back and lead again. Now they lead by 3. Biggest lead of the game for them at 4-1. RBI hits by David Bell and Marlon Byrd. And trying for another run here with Byrd in scoring position at second. Mulder from that extreme third base side of the road. He hit that one right on the nose, but at Tejada. And the shortstop throws him out. However, a good inning for the Phillies. They pick up 2 runs. They do it with 3 hits, no errors, and leave 1. We are through 6 here. Game number 1, thanks to John Kruk, Harry, and Larry back in the 7th. Phillies by 3.
Change of plans.
All you have to do is drive him to school.
Anything but that. He's about to make a disastrous trip.
Do you have hemorrhoids?
No. A lot more exciting.
It's not a very good day for me to be a hostage.
Hostage? That's a great idea. Come on. So sit back and hang on.
Look out!
As a screwball criminal, a paranoid father,
You idiot!
and a bunch of fun-loving kids.
Oh, cool.
Take a wild ride through suburbia.
Bite me.
Tom Arnold, Carpool. Tonight at 6 on UPN 57.
Next time, I think I'll walk to school.
your Lancaster County vacation. Visit PADutchCountry.com for money-saving offers or call 1-800-PA-DUTCH.
Introducing the new Nissan Murano. With all-wheel drive, spacious interior, and 245 horsepower. For your adventures in on-roading.
Our game summary. Phillies have finally given some run support to Kevin Millwood. 4 runs across. Millwood leading 4-1. Millwood has given up just the 1 run on 6 hits. Mark Mulder should be finished. He is scheduled to hit second in this inning, so he's done for the afternoon. RBIs for the Phils. Jimmy Rollins 3 for 4 with a run. RBI double for Bell. RBI single for Marlon Byrd. And Kevin Millwood has surrendered 6 hits, but he has pitched very well once again. In quest of his 8th win, gets a pop-up to get out of this inning.
Well, he has been tough on those left-handers with that fastball, running fastball, or tailing fastball in on the left-handers.
So he's working here in the 7th inning. Mark Ellis has flied out and singled. He has one of the 6 hits surrendered by Millwood. Adam Melhuse moves into the on-deck circle to bat for pitcher Mark Mulder. Good curveball. No balls and 2 strikes to Ellis. There's Melhuse.
And Mike New warming up. He'll be the new pitcher for Oakland.
New is the new pitcher, huh? When his friends call him Mark? I think so.
Some call him Mike. Some call him Mark. He said he really doesn't care.
This is a mark, this being Ellis. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Good curveball struck him out. That is 5 strikeouts for Millwood. 1 down here in the 7th. And we'll bring on Melhuse.
Mulder not happy with what he did tonight or today. Last time out he went 3 2/3 innings, but prior to that you have to go back to April 9th to his 2nd start of the season since he's gone less than 6 innings. Or 6 or less than 7 innings, I should say.
It's 4 runs. Melhuse a switch hitter. He is 2 for 6. One of his hits a home run. Missing with a curveball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Threw the fastball by him. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Melhuse. Started the year at Sacramento, AAA level. Keeps the foul on the left field side. Bell chasing, but no chance.
There's scouting. Scouts down there, advanced scouts, and that looks like maybe a report that they have on him.
At Sacramento, he had 286, 3 homers, knocked in 17.
See, that was a scouting report on Millwood in the A's dugout.
Must not have told the left-hand hitters about that fast.
Bread and butter all year.
Boston will be in Omar Garcia Parra Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, June 20th, 21st, 22nd. June 20th, fans will get Mike Schmidt bobbing head down on the Field of Memories weekend. June 21st, there will be an 80s Alumni Batting Challenge before the game. Game time 1:05, Sunday the 22nd. Steve Carlton bobbing head dowels at 1:35. The entire weekend, courtesy of Key State's Chrysler Jeep. Order your tickets for that big 80s weekend against the Red Sox, 215-463-1000, or online at Phillies.com. Eric Burns is 2 for 3. Millwood got him out when he had to. Runner in scoring position in the 5th inning, and he popped him up. No balls and 2 strikes to Eric Burns. Phils have a 4-1 lead. We are in the 7th inning, game 1. Andy Wolf will pitch the second game. High fly ball center field should be the inning. Marlon Byrd waits. Marlon Byrd squeezes, no runs, hits, errors, and none left. Stretch time, we go to the bottom of the 7th. It's the Phils 4 and Oakland 1.
You know what they say, 2 bobbing heads are better than 1. Join the Phillies for a world champion bobbing head giveaway weekend on Key State's Chrysler Jeep Salute to the 80s. Friday, June 20th, all fans receive a Mike Schmidt bobbing head, and on Sunday the 22nd, you can get the one and only Steve Carlton. Call now for tickets before the bobble bursts.
You may have noticed how CEOs aren't guaranteeing much of anything these days. Well, I've been saying I guarantee it for years. And what I mean is you're going to be satisfied with the quality, the price, the way the clothes fit and wear. I mean, I can't guarantee how other people run their businesses, but I'm pretty good at guaranteeing how we run ours.
Men's Warehouse.
You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it.
To contact the store nearest you, call 1-800-776-SUIT.
You want the best values in America?
They're here now. At the Chrysler Summer Sales Drive, you'll find exciting new products.
Like America's favorite convertible, Sebring. The versatile PT Cruiser.
And great deals like cash allowances up to $3,500 or 0% financing for 60 months on select models.
Plus, Chrysler's 7-year, 70,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
Let us prove we've got the best values in America. Hurry into your Chrysler dealer today.
The man on the left paid $8 for a chicken strips meal at a casual dining restaurant. This man paid just $4 for the KFC Crispy Strips meal with 3 all-white meat crispy strips, choice of 2 sides and a biscuit. $8 or 4?
What should I do with the $4, I say?
Our Dodge Stump the Fans trivia quiz this afternoon. One of the only 2 American League franchises to have 3 consecutive 100-win seasons. Well, the answer, those Philadelphia A's, 29 through 31, and the Baltimore Orioles, 69 through 71. First Phillies fan with the correct response was Dave Herka of Carneys Point, New Jersey. Congratulations, Dave. You're the winner of 2 tickets to a Phil's game. Thanks for playing Dodge Stump the Fans. The new pitcher is New. Mike New appearing in his 13th game, 0-0 with a 1.06 ERA, 17 innings, 14 hits, 12 strikeouts and 6 walks. Giving up 3 runs, just 2 of them earned. He is on for Mark Mulder here in the bottom of his 7th.
Kevin Millwood between innings, back in the dugout. Joe Kerrigan comes over, shakes his hand. That looks like it will be it for Millwood. Cormier, the left-hander, up in the Phillies bullpen. He will be the Phillies' new pitcher. Another outstanding job by Kevin Millwood. 6-7 innings, only 6 hits, 1 run. That coming in the 6th inning. And 6 strikeouts. There is Cormier.
Millwood trying to join Colorado's Sean Chacon, Dodgers' Kevin Brown, and Cardinals' Woody Williams as winningest pitchers in the National League with 8. If the bullpen can hang on, he'll have it as Placido Polanco leads it off. Polanco is lined to center, single to drive in the Phillies' first run and struck out. A speed pitch had him well out in front. 1-1 the count to Polanco. New always works from the stretch. Breaking ball bouncing up there. 2 balls and a strike. Here's a 25-year-old. Comes out of Napa, California. Rule 5 pickup in December this past winter from the Cincinnati Reds organization. Only a 29th round draft pick of the Reds in the '99 draft, and he has walked Polanco to lead off the 7th. We'll bring on Jim Thome. He's walked, grounded out, and walked. He has knocked in a run. One and nothing to Thome. It's a foul, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Thome probably happy to see Mulder out of the game. To face a right-hander.
Two balls and a strike. Get that side-wheeling right-hander up. Chad Bradford. Thome pops it way up in the air. Caught by his shortstop Tejada on the right side of the infield. That Thome shift, that's 1 down, and that'll bring on Mike Lieberthal. Lieberthal is 0 for 3 today. Is hit into a fielder's choice, fly to center, and hit into a fielder's choice.
Larry Bowe going over notes on the A's. Keep those in both dugouts, positioning the defense, where to play them, where guys hit the ball, their tendencies.
Jan Lieberthal fouled it back. 1-1 the count to Mike Lieberthal. Seattle pounded the New York Mets and Al Leiter 13-1 in game 1 of their doubleheader. And lo and behold, in the second game, as they usually do, the Mariners scored first inning runs. 2 in the first inning of game 2.
They are something.
Not allowed to play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pitch. That'll move Polanco up to second base. Two and 2 the count to Lieberthal.
He just threw this ball straight down well in front of the plate. Really not a whole lot Hernandez could do.
2 balls and 2 strikes to Mike Lieberthal. Got him with a breaking ball. Lieberthal goes down swinging. 2 down. It'll bring on Bobby Abreu. Abreu was struck out, grounded out, and singled. Started that 2-run 6th inning with a base hit. And put Abreu on intentionally. And they'll pitch to Pat Burrell. Abreu will get his 43rd walk. He's among the league leaders in walks. So Abreu will get the intentional pass, and they'll go after Burrell, who was fly to center, doubled, and packed up. To make him pay for that purposely passed Bobby Abreu. Polanco at second, Abreu at first, 2 down here in the 7th inning. Breaking ball missing, 1 ball and no strikes.
Burrow with the double in the 4th inning and a pop up to second. In the 6th inning with that pop-up, he hit a very high, but had a very good swing at the ball. Good pass through the zone.
And way out in front of that one, 1-1 the count to Pat Burrell.
This is a changeup, and a good arm action by Mike New. Just has Burrell out in front a little bit. Burrell calls time.
New and Burrell, University of Miami products. Well hit to left field. This falls out of here. Line drive, home run, Pat Burrell. And they do pay for the intentional walk to Bobby Abreu, and the Phillies lead at 7-1 here in the 7th inning. Number 11 for Burrell.
And it's funny, Pat Burrell has been booed here for the last couple of weeks, or most of this homestand. And I don't think he would fault the fans because he's not swung the bat well, but the fans do want him to do well as they jump to their feet with that base hit. They did the same thing when he hit the double his 2nd time up. Big 3-run home run for Pat Burrell.
They want a curtain call from Pat.
And he should do it.
Well, yeah, he should, I guess, but by the same token, play is resumed there. They're asking Burrell to come out. His last homer was May 24th at Olympic Stadium. Nubbing ground ball shortstop. Tejada throws Bell out. That'll retire the side, but the Phillies get 3 more runs on Burrell's 3-run homer. 1 hit, no errors, and none left. We go to the 8th inning. It's the Phils 7 and the Oakland A's 1.
Remember, with on-demand,
controls in my hand.
Yes.
It's gratifying, really.
I show people how on-demand lets them pause, rewind, and fast-forward movies, sports, all kinds of cool programs.
I paused a TV show.
It gives me more control. I'm giving them back the power.
Call now and get digital cable with On Demand, plus Showtime for just $29.95 a month.
Life used to revolve around this little fella, but now he listens to me. Don't you, boy? Yes, yes, you do.
In the summertime when the weather's high, you can stretch right up and touch the sky when the weather's fine.
Ready for a summer adventure? Then get behind the wheel of a new Ford Explorer. And right now you can save big on the world's best-selling SUV with 0% financing for up to $4,000 cash back. Or lease the Go Anywhere Explorer for only $299 a month. So get into a Ford Explorer today with 0 financing or up to $4,000 cash back. See your Quality Plus Ford dealer.
Max, you're killing me.
Hey, everybody jamming. Hey, man. She jamming, they jamming too. Can a brother get a Bud Light, man?
With a great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down. Make it a Bud Light.
Phillies baseball is brought to you by your Quality Plus Ford dealers. If you haven't looked at a Ford lately, look again. And by Bud Light. For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light. Well, Cormier is the new Phillies pitcher. Cormier has pitched outstanding out of the Phil's bullpen. This will be his 26th game, 2 wins, no losses, a 2.12 ERA. 29 2/3 innings, 18 hits, 7 earned runs. He has struck out 24 while walking 12. Opponents hitting just 180 against him. Billy McMillan will be the first one to face him. In the game when Chris Singleton had to leave with a back ailment. McMillan has flied out and is only a bat. One strike to Billy McMillan. Beats the ball foul, 0-2. McMillan will be fouled by Miguel Tejada. And then Eric Chavez here in the 8th inning.
Cormier last year struggled against left-handed hitters. This year, a great job. Left-handers hitting only 154 off of him. Right-hander's not much better either, 189. He has just had a superb year and done a tremendous job out of that bullpen. Has really solidified the back end of that bullpen.
One ball and 2 strikes to Billy McMillan. Struck him out. So Cormier starts it with a strikeout.
Good fastball by Cormier, outside corner, down at the knees. McMillan just swings right through it.
Miguel Tejada is 1 for 3, has scored the lone Oakland run. Doubled his last time up. 1 strike to Tejada.
The thing about Cormier's stuff is not any better than it was last year or the year before, but what he's doing is he's throwing the ball on the outer parts of the plate or inner part of the plate. He's not throwing balls down the middle, and he's not elevating his pitches. He's at the knees and on the outer and inner thirds of the plate.
It's located very well.
Getting ahead of the hitters, and that's something he did not do last year. I think Joe Kerrigan coming in changes mechanics a little bit. And the fact that he had success under Joe Kerrigan, I think just all that confidence, all those positive things come into play for Cormier.
1 ball and 2 strikes.
Nice catch by Joe Kerrigan on that foul ball into the dugout. I mean, Joe said it himself this winter, even before spring training. Joe talked Cormier up, and even Larry Boyd had commented the fact that, you know, Kerrigan had Cormier winning the Cy Young this year. I mean, saying it somewhat facetiously, but that's how much Kerrigan believed in Cormier.
Mulder comes in low.
He's proven right.2 balls and 2 strikes to Tejada. And
That's going to be another hit for Tejada. Base hit to right field. His second of the game, his sixth of the series. Phillies website is the place to get all of your Phillies needs. Authentic Major League caps, jerseys, T-shirts, and much more at Phillies.com. There's the Phillies website. All kinds of great things from Phillies website, Phillies.com. Here's Eric Chavez. He has struck out, grounded out, doubled, and knocked in the lone Oakland run. One strike to Chavez. We are in the eighth. Phils lead at 7-1. Kevin Millwood, 7 strong innings, and now the bullpen will try to hold it for him. So Millwood can notch his 8th win. On the count to Eric Chavez. Reaches out and loops it. Oh, that might be trouble. J-Roll's got a tremendously long run. It's a foul ball. J-Roll can't catch it. Nobody can. He's been all over that field here in the first game.
He has been so impressive this whole year defensively. I mean, I thought, the last couple of years, I thought Jimmy Rollins was a very good shortstop. But the more I've seen him this year, he has excelled. I mean, he's done a lot more than I even thought he was capable of doing. Just a tremendous job making plays up the middle, backhand, strong arm. He has done it all, whether he's hit or not. And he has been hitting pretty well out of that leadoff spot. But defensively, he has saved a ton.
1-2 here to Eric Chavez. Beats a foul. Still a ball and 2 strikes.
I'd be curious to see what Larry Bowa decides to do with the bullpen. This is the 8th inning. Cormier gets through here. If he will have Cormier pitch 2 innings. They don't have a day off tomorrow as they go to the coast, but the second game today, do you want to use Cormier for 2 innings? Do you use somebody else for an inning? You take the chance of use Cormier 2 innings in this game, probably not coming back for the second game.
Missing with the breaking ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And the other thing, the situation is, do you bring Mesa back in? But it's a 6-run lead. I know Larry Bowa would like to get Mesa back in a situation. Preferably, I would think, a save situation. But that probably won't happen in this game.
Not the way Cormier's pitching it will. 2 strikeouts for Rael Cormier, and it'll bring on Scott Hatteberg. Hatteberg's 0 for 2 with a walk.
Boy, another good pitch by Cormier right on the black. He might have gotten a little help from the umpires. The ball's just at the bottom of the knees, but he hits Lieberthal's glove.
And Brian O'Nora back there has called a good balls and strikes game.
Yes, he has.
There's Hatteberg 0 for 2 with a walk. Mid high, 1 ball and no strikes. Breaking ball. 1-1 to Hatteberg. Hatteberg has faced Cormier once. He is 0 for 1. That's Tejada at first base. Grounded sharply, but at Polanco. Polanco throws out Hatteberg. And that's it for the A's in the 8th. No runs, a hit, no errors, 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Phillies 7, Oakland 1.
Nostalgic for the past? Excited about the future? Or maybe both. Then you'll love the Phillies Salute to the 80s weekend against the Red Sox. It starts June 20th at 7:05 with free Mike Schmidt bobbing heads, followed by Saturday's 80s Alumni Batting Challenge at 1:05. And on Sunday, June 22nd, it's free Steve Carlton bobbing heads. Call now, 215-463-1000.
Oh, give me steak, lots of steak, lots of tender, juicy steak at Applebee's. Lay some steak on my plate, lots of tasty, juicy steak. That's the steak stampede. Bourbon Street, honey pepper, one with real blue cheese. Everyone's a sirloin done the way you please. The steak stampede is waiting and you can't beat these at Applebee's. Eating good in the neighborhood.
Why jump when you can fly? Why leave when you can make an exit? Why slip when you can slide? Why just drive when you can change the way you move through the world? The V6 Nissan Altima.
On the Toyota Interleague scoreboard, Seattle pounded the Mets 13-1 in Game 1 of their doubleheader behind Freddie Garcia, who also had an RBI. Mike Cameron knocked in 3. Al Leiter absorbed the loss. Seattle scored 2 in the first at Shea. In Game 2, they lead 2-0. Atlanta 6-4 over Pittsburgh in the 7th, and the Braves keep hitting the long ball. Javi Lopez 2 more. He now has 18. Rafael Furcal and Andrew Jones also homered for Atlanta. Montreal has beaten Texas and Puerto Rico by a score of 3-2. Toronto and Cincinnati still awaiting their start of the game. They have been in a long rain delay. Anaheim has a 6-5 lead on Florida in the 7th. Boston 5-1 over Milwaukee in the 7th. Kevin Millar is homered. And Marlon Byrd gets his 3rd hit of the game. He is 3 for 3 here at Veterans Stadium. Houston is leading Tampa Bay 2-1 in the 7th inning. And Byrd has really picked it up. His last several games, he has hit very, very well. And Cormier, it looks like, is going to hit.
A little bit surprised.
In case you need him in Game 2.
Unless Larry Bowa feels that if he uses him one game, he can't use him in the next. But I don't believe in that. I don't believe you can't use a pitcher in 2 games of a doubleheader. Now, if he pitches 2 innings and throws a lot of pitches, that's one thing.
Who throws to second? They got 1, but now Cormier becomes a base runner. He didn't want either.
I think the other thing is bunting him over with the 6-run lead. And Larry Bowa probably thinking, that there's 2 ways of looking at it. You bunt him over just so the pitcher can get out of the way so he doesn't end up on the bases. The other thing, the other team may be looking at like, well, you're showing us up. You're trying to get a runner in scoring position. So it's kind of a catch-22 in that situation.
Jimmy Rollins has had a good ball game. He is 3 for 4. 1-0 to J-Roll. Bouncing it up there, 2-0.
Before that dribbler by Cormier, talking about Marlon Byrd. Marlon Byrd coming into that at bat had his average up to 247. It's probably close to 250 now, if not over 250. And he is really settled in. Something that's taken a while for him. And one of the guys that had him in Reading in Double-A, John Kruk. Kruk, he always talked about what he was capable of doing, what he could do. And I'm talking with John, is just he was saying things that, that Marlon Byrd just needs to relax a little bit. I think he was probably pressing and trying to do too much. There's a lot of guys on this club have that.
Who knocks it down? He'll take the out at first. Well, coming into this game on this homestand, Marlon Byrd was hitting .421.
3 for 3 today.
So he has really picked it up. He's batting .500 now on this homestand.
Wow.
One strike to Polanco. Cormier at second with 2 outs. Beats it softly, New fields and fires quickly and gets Polanco, and that will be it for the Phils here in the 8th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We go to the 9th inning. It's 7-1 Phillies.
Need help with your yard this weekend? We're free. Buy almost any John Deere lawn or garden tractor right now, and it's free till April 2004. 0 down, 0% interest, 0 payments till next season. So visit your John Deere dealer now and start thinking up projects. Because we're free till April.
Jeep vehicles have proven themselves by winning more awards than any other brand of 4x4.
Now let us prove they're the best values in America.
During the Jeep Summer Sales Drive, where you'll get great deals on Jeep vehicles. Like Wrangler Rubicon, the most capable Jeep vehicle ever. And Liberty, the best-selling vehicle in its class.
Get 0% financing for 60 months or big cash allowances. Plus a 7-year, 70,000-mile powertrain limited warranty on every one, including Grand Cherokee.
Let us prove we've got the best values in America. Hurry to your Jeep dealer today.
We'll have 2 cheeseburgers.
We shut down the grill. You can order from our late night menu.
What's on it?
Nothing I'd eat.
Hungry and it's late? Come to Wendy's pickup window for something fresh and eat great even late.
Hey, if you're going to Wendy's, bring me back a Frosty.
You know, 2 bobbing heads are better than 1. It's Key State's Chrysler Jeep Salute to the 80s. Friday, June 20th, free Mike Schmidt bobbing heads. And on Sunday the 22nd, the one and only Steve Carlton. Call now for tickets.
Continuing our Toyota Interleague scoreboard, Baltimore was trailing in that game at St. Louis, but they have jumped on Matt Morris and now lead 7-4 in the 5th inning. Jim Edmonds of the Cards has hit 2 homers, numbers 14 and 15. Colorado has a 4-2 lead on Kansas City. That came in the 2nd inning. Later on, Detroit at San Francisco, Chicago at Los Angeles, Cleveland at Arizona, Minnesota at San Diego, and the Yankees and the Cubs will have the night game tonight. Here the Phils lead by a score of 7-1. We're in the 9th inning. Another game to follow. Randy Wolf against Aaron Harang. Israel Cormier tries to put a lid on this one and give the Phillies their first interleague play win this year. Kevin Millwood would stand to join Sean Chacon, Kevin Brown, and Woody Williams as 8-game winners. Here's the 2nd game matchup. Harang, who has spent most of this year at Sacramento, will be making his first start of the season. Hernandez is 0 for 3. He's grounded out twice and flied out to deep right. Ground ball, shortstop, Jimmy Rollins. Made a lot of plays over there and made some nice ones at that. 1 down. And Pyatt will come out as a pinch hitter for Long. Pyatt, a right-hand hitter, hitting at 190. And as a pinch hitter, he is 0 for 5. Play Cormier. 2 quick outs for Real.
Now maybe him pitching this 2nd inning, not much more than having a somewhat long 1st inning. 3 pitches, 2 outs.
Really. Since that first appearance of the season, when he gave up 5 runs in a couple of innings at Florida, his ERA coming into this one was 0.65.
What's he given up? 1 to maybe 2 runs since the first 5 runs he gave up?
Yep. 2 earned runs since the 5 runs, and really pitched well. 1-1 the count to Mark Ellis.
He's talking 24. This would be the 25th game since that opener, or since his first appearance. And 27, 28 innings, 2 runs. Tremendous.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Mark Ellis. Phillies fans now on their feet. They can sense a win here. Phillies with a 7-1 lead.
Well, you have to think about Cormier. You think about the National League setup guys. One of the best setup men in the game right now.
Should be the ball game. J-Roll waits. J-Roll squeezes. Phil's lead 7. Win it 7-1. Game 1 of the doubleheader. Kevin Millwood wins his 8th. Raul Cormier with 2 shutout innings. Pat Burrell with a 3-run home run. Put a lid to the whole thing, and Marlon Byrd, the young center fielder, was 3 for 3, and he has been on a tear, hitting .500 in this homestand. So the Phillies winning Game 1 by a score of 7-1. We'll be back with the totals and a recap right after these messages.
Hey.
Really? Really?
And the magic number is... I get Allstate for that.
Say again?
That's my rate.
That can't be right.
Ooh.
That sounds great.
Oh, my.
Surprised?
Sweet.
You might be, because qualified drivers can get a company like Allstate for the kind of price you pay with someone else. Maybe even less.
That's for the whole car, right? That's cool. That's a really good deal.
To see how the right hands make all the difference, just contact Allstate.
Ladies, you know, the ocean has many voices, and it's saying, why don't you two join this handsome gentleman for a Bud Light?
All right, that's what I thought. I gotta try that.
Ladies, it's the ocean, and it's telling me...
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down. Make it a Bud Light.
Thanks. Sure.
Introducing the new Nissan Murano for your adventures in on-roading.
The Phillies Business Person Special, courtesy Citizens Bank. For people in all kinds of businesses. Thursday, June 19th at 1:05 against the Braves. Call now.
The site's up and running, and books are flying off the shelf, literally. Thanks to the hard work of every person in this room, people from Paducah to Seattle are enjoying paperback classics like never before. I'd like to thank Stephen for heading up this project.
If you're not offering your employees Independence Blue Cross, maybe you should.
Stephen.
Phils win 7-1 Game 1 of the doubleheader for the winning Phils. 7 runs, 11 hits, no errors, 7 left for Oakland. 1 run, 7 hits, no errors. They left 7. Kevin Millwood, winner 8-3. Mark Mulder lost it. He is 8-4. Millwood joined Sean Chacon, Kevin Brown, and Woody Williams as the winningest pitcher in the National League with 8 wins.
A great job again by Kevin Millwood. How he just continues to dominate left-handed hitters with that fastball that runs back to the inside corner. It starts in off the plate. Good breaking balls by Kevin Millwood. He was in command the whole day.
Our Chevrolet player of the game, Kevin Millwood. And finally, the Phils got some offense for him, L.A.
They did. The right-handers, Bell and Burrell, have been struggling, but David Bell gets a big double there to make it 3-0, and Burrell blows it open with a 3-run home run. 2 hits for him on the day.
Bills winning by a score of 7-1, and we'll be back with a final word right after these messages.